the GMC shoot-around, very festive atmosphere. A Polynesian feel before Game 4. I can't really explain it.
I can explain it. This is called fun in California.
For the game, Bill. I must go to the highlights. Pivotal Game 4. Pacers trying to avoid going down 3-1 to Boston. Game ended moments ago on ESPN. If you didn't see it, here is what happened on the parquet at the Fleet. First quarter was all Indiana. They had not been getting transition points and points in the paint. They did that in the opening quarter and built a nice edge, 25-19 after one. But then the Paul Pierce show began. Down 12 in the break, down 16 in the third. Paul Pierce had a 21-point third quarter, while Indiana went ice cold, scoring just 14. Look at this dagger at the end of the third. He knocks down a three. A 37-point game for Paul Pierce. And the Boston Celtics now have 3 chances to eliminate the 3 seed. The next game will be Tuesday. Meantime, Orlando goes for the 3-1 lead later on ESPN, and New Orleans tries to square the series to Philadelphia on Monday night. Bill, your Eastern thoughts in general?
Is that Mickey Hart over there playing the drums? That's what I want to know. The Indiana offense, that just stinks. What a letdown there. And then New Jersey and Philadelphia, they're making it way too hard on themselves. New Jersey, they can't play the half-court offense. Milwaukee not playing any defense whatsoever. You got to get it going up and down. And then Philadelphia, they have given Baron Davis, Jerome Moito, the UCLA legends, they've given them life. It's going to be very difficult to take that away from them.
The last number 8 seed to make it to the finals, the New York Knicks. We could see a number 8 seed this year. Yeah, I'll say I picked the Pistons, and I'll still stick with it, but I was very impressed on Friday with not only Tracy McGrady, but Garicek and Gooden, the supporting cast. And if they can come close to that type of effort, you may see them in the finals in about a month and a half.
Orlando's going to beat Detroit, but can they move deeper than just the start of the second round?
And get you out west and show you what happened last night in the Sacramento and Utah series. Sacramento, remember, up 2-0. The old guys, no tandem has played more playoff games than 40-plus John Stockton, soon to be 40 Karl Malone. But Malone was outplayed by Greg Ostertag with more points and rebounds in the game.
Greg Ostertag.
Utah shot 49 free throws. They get a game there. You see how the West stands with 2-1 series leads for Sacramento, Minnesota here, and San Antonio. Tom, Portland could be eliminated by Dallas. If they lose, it's 11 straight playoff losses, and that's a record.
Well, Dallas has been incredible so far, and I know Portland's been nicked up, Derek Anderson, Scottie Pippen, but the Dallas Mavericks right now look like the Dallas Mavericks that started off the season 14-0, and I know you were there Friday night. Why does everybody leave Dirk Nowitzki open? The guy's pretty good.
How disappointing for Portland. They fall apart one more time. They need some personnel changes on that squad, get rid of the selfishness and the emotional immaturity. But when you look at the San Antonio-Phoenix series, that is a roller coaster up and down. And right now, San Antonio seems to be back in control because their young players like Parker, Ginobili, and Jackson have really found their way. Remember, they're just getting started in their playoff careers here. They're finding out how tough this is. And Tim Duncan, is there a more unselfish player anywhere at any time in the history of the NBA? This guy is truly unique. Thank you, Tim Duncan, for showing us all the way.
And thank you, Bill, for showing up. Inside to Brad Nessler.
It's time to dance, baby. It is time to rock.
I'll have a pair of drumsticks when you come back, I promise. They won't. Here are the GMC Professional Grade Plays of the Week from this first week of the playoffs.
Are you kidding me? Stoudemire. Drive.
Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Chopped up, it says I'm gonna win big. Choose not to like the limitation. Distance us to do the revelation.
Here's a three. Knocks it down. For Pierce is done. There's Iverson. Yes. Iverson, what a move.
Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Chopped up, it says I'm gonna win big. Choose not to like the limitation. Can't stop the spirit when they need you.
Kobe Bryant and Shaq had a little talk before practice yesterday how they must carry the Lakers in Game 4. Brad Nessler will take you to tip inside Staples right after this.
You know it's a big game when the stars arrive early. David Hasselhoff here to watch more than the Bay. Andy Garcia, Steven Spielberg, and David Kelly. Jack has arrived early. And can anybody look better in a Love It Live t-shirt than Heather Locklear? It's the NBA playoffs. It's the feel of a finals, but it's still only round one. of the Western Conference. And surprisingly, the Minnesota Timberwolves have taken a 2-1 lead on the Los Angeles Lakers, the three-time defending champions. Staples Center is sold out, 20,000 on hand. And this one is much more than a game. You can feel it already. Welcome to Los Angeles, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler. This should be something. It's Game 4. It's an unfamiliar spot for the three-time defending champion Lakers. They find themselves maybe not against the ropes, but they're out of the middle of the ring. And the Minnesota Timberwolves, who got throttled a week ago on ABC on their home court, have come back and won 2 straight. It's an unfamiliar spot for them, too. 7 straight years in the playoffs. 7 times they've been eliminated in round 1. But now Kevin Garnett, their MVP candidate, has the feeling, he says his team has the feeling, that something special could happen, and it could happen here today.
Came in here with the same focus. Came in here today focused. Same thing. This is the biggest game of our lives right here. Because if we win this game, we feel like it is over.
Could it be over? Well, a long ways to go, and you know the champions are going to have something to say about it, and their stars will have something to say about it. With more on that, let's go to David Aldridge with Kobe Bryant. D.A.?
Kobe, first of all, how's your shoulder feeling?
It's doing okay. It's still a little sore, but, you know, play through that type of stuff.
Are there things you can't do that you would be able to do normally?
I don't know. We'll find out.
We just heard Kevin Garnett say that if they win this game today, they think the series is over. What do you think?
Big statement. You got to play this game first. You got to finish the series out.
What do you expect today? What is the key for you guys to win this game?
Well, we have to step up our level of intensity, especially on the defensive end. You know, offense comes and goes. You make shots, you miss shots. But defensively, we feel like our aggression could be a little bit more.
All right, Kobe, thanks very much. Let's go over to Michelle Tafoya.
All right, David, thanks very much. With Troy Hudson, who's in the regular season, averaged 14 points a game, 27 points a game in this playoff series against the 3-time defending champs. What is it about this matchup that has brought the best out in you?
Well, it's just a situation right now where it's a do-or-die situation with every game. It's the playoffs, and I'm just bringing a lot of energy to the table every night.
Everyone talks about energy, and you know that the Lakers want to counter your energy, and they may clamp down on you today. How have you prepared for that?
I just want to go out and be focused and just continue to do the things that I've been doing. If they start to key on me more, then that means someone else will get opportunity.
All right, Troy, good luck. Thanks.
Thank you.
Brad, let's send it back to you.
All right, so that's the setting. Phil Jackson has won 24 consecutive playoff series. Very seldom does he find himself in a 2-1 hole. That's the situation today, and he knows that the Lakers now have created a monster. They've given the Timberwolves life.
They have a confidence about them that we're going to have to take away. As close to a must-win as you can get. Time to take care of business. It's serious stuff.
If we win this game Sunday, it's a wrap.
Sold out Staples Center. Tony Dow, he won't leave it to Beaver. John Lithgow is here. Jack Black getting some fries. Rob Reiner looking for his position. The X-Men are here. Hugh Jackman with his new movie coming out next week. Dustin Hoffman. And we're here as well. Welcome to Staples Center. My partners have joined me, Bill Walton and Tom Tolbert. Fellas, we've set up this game. You've talked in the pregame about the matchups. When you look at Minnesota, I know collectively last Sunday, the three of us would have said there's no way they'll ever get back to Minnesota. Kevin Garnett went to work. He's played superbly, but he was Superman on the bench the other day in overtime, Tommy, and they still won.
We thought they might go back to Minnesota, just the Lakers wouldn't be going with them.
Yeah, right.
That's what we thought. But I tell you what, Kevin Garnett has upped his numbers throughout the course of this playoff series. He has been absolutely incredible. But you know what? They proved last game that they're not the Minnesota Garnett Wolves. They're not the Minnesota Timber Garnets. They're the Minnesota Timberwolves. Who would have thought going into overtime with Garnett fouling out, these guys would step up and lead them to victory? Jackson, Trent, Peeler with a tip-in, jump shot. Hudson, as we all know, playing extremely well. That's got to give them, I think they can beat the Lakers every game, but that's got to give the bench a huge amount of confidence.
Well, the Lakers could use a little help from its bench, I guess, Bill, but when you're the 3-time defending champions and you're in this spot that they're in down 2-1, you go to your big guns, right?
Brad, the Lakers are the three-time defending champions because they have two of the greatest players of all time. But since Game 1, the Lakers, and particularly Shaq and Kobe, have not gotten the job done. Shaq is physically and emotionally drained because so many things happen in his personal life, but there's a growing sense that things are on the upswing for Shaq right now. Kobe, after starting the series 12 for 16 in the first half of Game 1, has lost his touch. His shoulder, he just told David Aldridge that it's not bothering him. I have different information. It is plaguing him greatly. He has lost his shooting touch, and the press has really hurt. And this pushes the Lakers right to the edge here and poses the gigantic question. Which Laker team are we going to see today? Are we going to see one of the great teams in the history of basketball, as I think they are, or are we going to see a Laker team, a bunch of disinterested guys who are wasting their talent and our time?
Throw it down, big fella. Throw it down. There's the gauntlet. Are they the champs or are they the number 5 seed in the West? We'll answer those questions when we come back. Let's take a look at this starting lineups. Our Bud Light starting lineups for the Lakers and the Wolves on this Sunday afternoon. Here's how they match up. Minnesota with Hudson and Peeler. That was a change after Game 1. Peeler didn't start Game 1. Szczerbiak, Garnett, and Szczerbiak. Fisher and Bryant in the backcourt. Fox and Horry up front, and Shaquille O'Neal, of course, is at center for the Lakers. Greg Willard, Joe Forte, and Joe Crawford are our officials, and we're all set. In the history of the NBA, 96% of the time that a team found itself in a 3-1 hole, they lost the series. You can bet that's not lost on the Lakers. But they have been in this situation before, down 2-1 in the finals in the West to Sacramento last year. As we all know, they survived that and went on to win the title. So it's not unprecedented for them to be behind in a series. It is unprecedented for Minnesota to find itself in this spot.
Minnesota has never won a Game 4 in the NBA playoffs.
Game 4 starts right now. Oh, Shaq swats it all the way back to Fisher.
Tell you what, though, they may have never won a Game 4, but I bet you going into a Game 4, they've never had as much confidence as they have today.
Horry trying to take some of that confidence with a 3 that misses. And here comes Hudson, who Michelle talked to, who has been phenomenal for Minnesota in this playoff series.
Horry's offense is just shot. He hasn't made a 3-pointer all series, and he doesn't just barely miss. I mean, he's throwing some scuds up there. This is what he can do.
Garnett on the turn over Horry.
Horry is 0 for 9 from three-point land, and this full-court pressure has really caused the Lakers problems. Does not give Kobe the driving space that he needs or the momentum going to the hoop.
It doesn't give him the same amount of time when they've gotten it in the front court.
Well, I don't like him bringing the ball up. He's got to have enough energy to try to play defense and score for him. If he has to bring the ball up, that'll hurt later on in the game.
Here they are at 6 on the shot clock, and it's Shaq against Szczerbiak, and the big fella with a hook missed it. Got his own miss. He won't miss that one.
Throw it down, big man. The Timberwolves realizing, talking to Kevin McHale and Flip Saunders, the leaders of the Wolves, once Shaq gets it the second time underneath the basket, to just let him go and give it a concession basket. Foul trouble, a major concern for the Wolves.
Szczerbiak, who has foul trouble, it seems, all the time, especially against the Lakers, doesn't want a cheap one, as Bill's talking about right here. Just let him go up and do that.
Who doesn't have foul trouble against Shaq?
Here's Garnett. He hit from 1 baseline. He's hit from 2 baselines.
This is the greatest thing that could possibly happen for Minnesota. Kevin Garnett walking out here and saying, look, we're going to play my game today. And look at him now, 7 feet tall and pressuring Robert Horry in the backcourt.
Horry on the dribble. Looks back out on top to Fox.
Well, the Wolves are all about energy offensively, all about energy defensively. That's what they want. They want guys up in your face, pressuring you. You're going to see Garnett, left baseline, whoop, turn around, jumper over the right shoulder. Then he says, you know what?
This looks like a mirror image.
Let me go. Yeah, exactly. Carving, whoop, let me go other shoulder. I mean, when he extends over you, Horry has as good a chance as anybody's guarding because he's long, but it's so tough.
Peeler picked up the foul. Shaq, this time he is fouled by Szczerbiak as he was going to go back up with it.
Shaq on the offensive glass, one of his 3 primary weapons. The offensive boards, the lob pass on the reverse, and then the jump hook. He's gone away from it of late, as Shaq has just not been himself. We've seen little physical aggression in games 2 and 3. We've seen little of the intense expressions, some signs of that, or the playful antics. Shaq, one of the most spirited personalities in the entire league. He's been very quiet, very reserved.
A lot of that not his fault, though. A lot of that not his fault. It's his teammates' fault for not getting involved in the game.
But what about all the things going on in his personal life? The death of his grandfather.
I don't think that affects him on the court right here. I think he's focused.
Hudson misses a 3.
The birth of his son, and now Dale Brown, sadly, in a hospital in Baton Rouge with a stroke. Get well, Dale. We miss you. We're praying for you. We love you, big man.
Absolutely, Coach. Here's Shaq out high. Kind of a running hook off the glass that's too strong. And the ball out of bounds to Minnesota.
Well, if you're Szczerbiak and he takes that, all you say is,
you didn't get run over, and he missed the shot.
Absolutely, it's win-win.
When Shaq's on the top of his game, which he has not been the last 2 games, that's a shot that he'll knock down with great regularity.
Szczerbiak touches it for the first time.
Rick Fox's defense has been superb.
Wally trying to go through traffic, and Kobe Bryant stripped it, but the ball comes back to him. Hasn't been a change of possession. They've got to shoot. 2 on the clock. Hudson throws it up. And Shaq with another rebound.
Szczerbiak and Szczerbiak have got to come alive. Minnesota's up 2-1, but those 2 players have not played well.
Szczerbiak's averaging about 17 points a game. He's playing pretty well, I think.
Another offensive rebound and another dunk for Shaquille O'Neal.
He's everywhere. The big man has come with everything today.
Tied at 4 in the opening 3 minutes. Shaq 5 rebounds already to go with his 4 points, and Kevin Garnett hasn't missed either. Only Kevin Garnett's taking him from the outside, not the inside.
Kevin's playing perfect. With that rim, the net, nothing is moving. It's just draining through perfectly.
Near the end of the regular season and then into the playoffs, I don't think any of us ever seen a guy more focused than Kevin Garnett. And again, not playing in the overtime the other night, and still his team survived. Robert Horry, all the baskets for the Lakers have been flushed. 2 by O'Neal and 1 by Horry.
Well, this is coming through Shaq. Szczerbiak has got to finish. What a block.
Block shot by O'Neal. Fisher runs it down. Lakers looking for their first lead of the ball game. It might come on that shot by Kobe Bryant, but it's short. Whoops. Horry trying to stay out of Garnett's way and flattens him.
Kobe's not going to say anything about his shoulder. He hurt the thing in game 2 on an attempted dunk over Szczerbiak. But you can just see, I mean, this guy is the epitome of competitive greatness, being at his best in the biggest of moments. And this is one today, and we just have not seen it.
And I just want you to give Szczerbiak his due. 53% shooting, 16 points, 8 for 16 3-pointers. Give the man his due, would you? And his hair looks good.
They're going against the Lakers here.
Now it's Garnett against Shaq. This ought to be interesting.
This is no time to think back. Time to think ahead. Szczerbiak's got to come out with a big game.
Garnett feeling he was forced out of bounds. Turnover is Minnesota's first. And now here's the full court pressure again.
Get the feeling they're having to work for everything, aren't they? I mean, just to get it past half court, they're working to get it into Shaq, working to get off shots.
Kobe through traffic. Was going to throw one down. Play on. But then Minnesota plays too far out in front of Peeler and throws it away again.
Teed him up. Doink. Yeah, Kobe thought he got fouled. I thought he just extended the arm right there.
Greg Willard called the technical on Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, he gave him a tee. He didn't say anything to him, but he waved his arms at him. If you're looking right at the referee and you wave him off like that and show him up, they're going to tee you up.
Allen Iverson got one the very same way yesterday.
Yep.
Didn't say anything, but he threw the hand down. Hudson at the free throw line, where he was 4th best in the NBA this year at 90%, and you'll see Kobe's reaction after the non-call.
This is not a game to sit and wait for the referees
to
give you a helping hand. You just play ball, and if you hear the whistle, then you come to a stop.
Lakers turn it over. Hudson all the way through. Boy, he looks like a different guy than he did in game 1, doesn't he?
His aggressiveness is just, it's seeped into every pore of this team. Offensively, defense, it's him. And he's not only just making shots, just being aggressive.
Kobe over Garnett. Not an easy shot.
Kevin Garnett is as dominant and effective a defensive player as there is in the league. And Kobe Bryant just faced him up, giving up 6 inches.
Fox turned his ankle trying to come around a screen. That's why Szczerbiak got the open look, and Rick Fox is trying to walk it off.
The triple post offense coming off the elbow. You get that little slight bump at the top. Minnesota has been switching this play regularly. Kobe Bryant determined, just dribbling to a spot, rising in the air.
Rick Fox was looking over at the bench, guys, as if to say, you might want to bring somebody in for me. He's still hobbling a little bit on that ankle.
And Minnesota should just isolate Wally Szczerbiak, let him just drive right by him.
Well, there he came around a pick, but he lost the handle. Now it's Szczerbiak through traffic. Not a good shot, though, and O'Neal with a rebound.
Rick can't even run. They need a timeout here.
And that's going to hurt them because he gives them a lot of their defensive intensity.
He never leaves Wally Szczerbiak.
Yeah.
No matter what the play happens for Minnesota, Rick Fox's job is to stay right with Wally.
More than likely, we'll see Devean George in a moment. It's Minnesota in front by 1. That timeout called because Rick Fox injured himself. Coming around a Minnesota screen, you'll see it looks to be his left foot, and the outside of it turned a couple of times, and then he just couldn't catch Szczerbiak, and then came up lame, and Rick has headed to the locker room, and we'll get a report as soon as we can. Here he comes back out, but he's got a serious hitch in his giddy up. Oh, that's going in, not coming out. So we'll check on it and get a report as soon as we can. Minnesota seeing a 1-point lead right now. Kobe Bryant trying to change it, or he keeps it alive. Shaquille O'Neal inside, and the Szczerbiak fouls him.
What a pass by Horry. And Horry's so wide open on the offensive glass because they're putting 2 guys trying to check Shaq and keep him off. How much fun would it be to play with Robert Horry? So smart, so intense, so clutch, and always looking to make the other guy the star player.
I'd rather play with Shaq.
Jack hits his first free throw after missing his first 2 and ties it momentarily, at least at 9. Szczerbiak will go out with 2 fouls. Szczerbiak second in the NBA in fouling out this year. He fouled out 9 times, twice against the Lakers and once in the playoffs against LA. So his luck, or lack of it, has come against the Lakers majority of the time. First Lakers lead now. They lead by 1.
Szczerbiak needs to learn from Vlade Divac how to play better against Shaq. How to stay in the game, how to do something constructive to help your squad.
Garnett's perfect over Horry. He still is.
That's great defense. And the defense is right in his face, but they're not going to come and double him. They're going to let Robert Horry take him one-on-one, and if he continues like that, it could be a long day for anybody guarding him.
Kevin McHale was looking on, Vice President, Player Personnel, and General Manager of the Wolves, watching his team on the road, but also watching Shaquille O'Neal almost take down the basket.
Shaq is getting such great position. He's moving now. Very quiet first half in Game 3 for Shaq. Not the case today.
Hudson through traffic and got the drop over O'Neal, who almost blocked it. Second time Hudson's found that little crease and gotten through it. O'Neal, baseline, got it.
Well, he's got it going on right now. It all started early on by being aggressive around the rim.
But if you're Minnesota, don't panic and don't start fouling him. Just keep going on the offensive end. You got 2 guys that are hot, Garnett and Hudson. Milk them. Have it be a shootout.
Double team on Garnett. Cross-court pass is picked off by George.
Shaq's defense again.
Kobe Bryant feeds Horry underneath.
Flip Saunders cannot be happy with the defense.
He's not, but the crowd's happy with the Lakers. They aren't the 3-time defending champs for nothing. They've taken the lead by 3. Satisfied the other night, but they're happy with what Shaq and company are doing so far.
Well, you see what happens there when he shoots the ball and he misses it. He just bumps you off, and it's an easy offensive rebound, and then that's what you force him to. You force him into a turnaround jump shot, and then Shaq coming out. That is a big double team right there.
Boy.
And it's hard to see over that one, and Kevin Garnett didn't see over it very effectively. Kobe, great cut by Horry, the patience, the layup, the deuce.
When you're playing with a great player, and the Lakers have 2 of them, just keep moving. All you have to do is your job. You'll be wide open to make layups.
Well, I'm surprised they're not using Mark Jackson to come out and send some picks for Troy Hudson.
Hudson got a great pick from Garnett. Devean George almost got de-hipped on that one.
The Timberwolves, like the rest of the NBA, they know they're throwing over the top against this press here. Phil Jackson telling us they really need to work on their press offensive execution.
They double team Kobe Bryant, so the Lakers move it around to Fisher on the perimeter.
Oh.
Whoa! Shaq just grabbed it one-handed and brought down the house.
Shaq is playing so well, you need to face guard him on the offensive glass and let Garnett gobble up everything else.
Peeler moves it to Szczerbiak, and Wally will try it from the baseline and missed the shot. Kobe Bryant with a rebound and slows things for Los Angeles.
Shoot it, Shaq. You're hot.
Bryant gives it right back to him.
This is a throw it down clinic.
I would say right now he's fully aroused right now. Having a great time out there. Look at this. It's like he's grabbing a pea out of the air. Yak! And that was just too easy. And then underneath, I mean, goodness.
This is what it looks like if you're our floor cam.
Hey!
Get out of there.
Come on.
This is
Turn away, Margaret.
The Timberwolves have to be very careful not to get psychologically discouraged, frustrated, or intimidated. Shaq is averaging 29 and 14 rebounds in the series, and people have been calling him out. That's the level that this guy's at. With Wilt, with Kareem, no matter what you do, it's never enough.
Yeah, I question a lot too.
Hudson has to go to the floor to try to save it, and did. But it's stolen by Kobe. Look out! And Minnesota turns it over again. An 11-2 Laker run. O'Neal double teamed. Horry outside. And Minnesota with a rebound.
Finally,
and a bump by Devean George.
It's the Laker press that is opening this game up. Minnesota's press in game 2 and 3 was so dominant. Careless, casual passing by Anthony Peter. Why did Derek Fisher even touch that ball? Turned out to work in their favor.
Kobe Bryant takes us to break. The Lakers by 8. Shaquille O'Neal, 15 of the 23 Laker points are his, 8 rebounds. And as my partner so aptly put it, he appears to be fully aroused.
Now you look at just everything down low, offensive rebounds. Once he gets that position, just go ahead and forget about it.
Well, we talked in the opening about the growing sense among the Lakers that he is on the upswing after the emotional and physical draining moments that he's had over the last 10 days. The Lakers have missed 11 shot attempts. They've got 6 offensive rebounds, and Shaq's got 5 of those, and they've all been throwdowns.
Let's check in on the condition of Rick Fox. Here's David.
Rick Fox has pain in his lower leg and foot. He's getting x-rays right now. As soon as we know the results, we'll tell you.
All right, D.A., thanks. 3 minutes left first quarter.
And that is a major story.
They need to get Mark Jackson involved right here. They need to get Mark Jackson up top, setting picks for Troy Hudson. Make Shaq come out and play some defense.
Shaq is playing so great. He's going to come after every ball. Drive the ball right to him. And then when you get in his face, turn around and lay the ball back. Lakers have scouted this play.
O'Neal with a foul.
But the Timberwolves execute this baseline out of bounds play beautifully, where they throw the ball before the move is really...
That one barely got
barely
there,
made
too.
it.
Fisher
because Fisher was anticipating.
It's the equivalent of a quarterback throwing a pass before the receiver comes out of his break, basically, and they just barely got away with it. Lip Saunders has never won a playoff series. His counterpart, Phil Jackson, has won 24 consecutive playoff series. Hudson at the free throw line, as I mentioned, 90% on the season as he rips it. Log on to NBA.com for the exclusive 2003 playoff section featuring live post-game press conferences, photo galleries, video highlights, and much more. Love It Live on NBA.com.
The Love It Live tour rolls on as George Gervin is here in Staples Center, mingling with the fans.
I know one thing. Iceman doesn't look as good in that T-shirt as Heather Locklear does. Kobe Bryant 4 points so far on the game. Working against Kendall Gill, who just checked in for Minnesota, and he buries it over the top of Gill. Kobe with 6.
It's Kevin Garnett time right now. He has got to reestablish some confidence in his teammates.
Well, I don't see any loss of range of motion from Kobe. Maybe he hurt a little bit, but it looks like shooting the ball, he's just fine.
Hudson and Garnett have all of Minnesota's points. Hudson threw a double team, threw it away.
Shaq again stepping out. Hand on the ball.
Too many turnovers for the Wolves. Kobe pinned against the glass by Jackson. Nice defensive job by Mark Jackson.
A great transition defense.
The only problem is he had a little too much steam on that move to the basket, and he picks up the offensive foul.
Laker players like Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, so good at stepping in and taking that charge. They know because if the player changes direction and position on his way to the hoop, that Shaq or Kobe are always going to be there above the rim to knock it down with great team defense.
Minnesota now has as many turnovers as it has field goals. You don't want those numbers to match. 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. Brad Nessler, Bill Walton, Tom Tolbert, Michelle Tafoya, David Aldridge, and our whole ABC crew here as Devean George misses outside. And Rod Strickland, who just checked in, almost gave it up.
Mark Jackson's made some good heady plays early on. Wolves, 0 offensive rebounds, 6 turnovers. Yikes.
Garnett is going to go back up. And Joe Crawford makes a call on the baseline. It is a foul.
Well, that's just one of those ones you don't expect. You don't expect a guy to shoot a reverse layup and shoot it completely over the rim back on the other side. I think it caught everybody by surprise. Kevin Garnett, the recipient.
Garnett will go to the free throw line for the first time today. His playoff numbers sensational. 30 points a game, 16 rebounds a game, 6 assists per game. He's got 9.
And the focus. I've never seen a guy so focused.
Me neither.
He looks down on the ground. He doesn't look up very often. And in fact, he was more animated after he fouled out than he's been the whole series. He's just been so focused and driven on what he wants to do.
The problem with saying ever is that includes guys like Michael Jordan.
No, him. I've never seen him.
That's not what you said.
That's what I said.
You've never said anybody.
Okay.
Jack at the bench.
Minnesota within 6. Let's see if they can make up any ground with O'Neal out. Shaw and Madsen in for the Lakers.
The good thing is that for Minnesota, the Lakers are playing flawless. Shaq at the top of his game, and the Timberwolves are right there.
Kobe Bryant hung in the air long enough to get the shot off, but Gill hung with him.
Now get something going to the hoop right now. Either Jackson or Kevin Garnett, a power move, maybe get to the line as well.
They've got to get Wally Szczerbiak in the offense like that.
Well, no surprise. Shaq sits down. Time to go to the hole.
Exactly. A minute remaining first quarter from Los Angeles. Kobe isolated against Gill, will bring it back around the perimeter. Shaw doesn't take the 3. Horry will.
You know it's serious if Brian Shaw is in the game this early. Phil Jackson well aware, calling this a need game, as in we need to win.
Yeah.
We got Szczerbiak on Fisher.
He tried to post him up, and finally the bump call from behind on Derek Fisher. That'll be his second personal. Next Sunday, we do have hoops. NBA playoff action continues on ABC. We'll have either Game 7 of a first-round series or Game 1 of a conference semifinal. That's next Sunday live at 3 o'clock Eastern on ABC Sports Championship Television, home of the NBA Finals. Wally Szczerbiak, the number 2 choice really as a scorer for Minnesota all season long, and hasn't necessarily been in this playoff series. That's been Troy Hudson. So if they ever get Szczerbiak involved, and maybe even Szczerbiak to a certain degree, they'd have everything hitting on all cylinders, and that hasn't happened yet.
And you give a lot of credit to that to Rick Fox, who, you know, we've seen him do it to guys like Peja Stojakovic. When he gets into you, he's not going to leave. I don't care what they draw, what they do, he's going to stay with you.
Mark Jackson with the interception on the long ball.
But that's a play they'll run for Shaq or Kobe. Ill-advised to try it with Mark Madsen.
Minnesota can tie it again.
Maybe they thought he was Dave Casper.
Or Dave Cowan.
Gill, the 3-pointer gives Minnesota the lead.
Take Shaq out. And he's over there, he's looking around saying, what is going on here? How many times do I have to win this game?
I said, would they make a move with Shaq on the bench? Try 9 straight Minnesota points.
And now they're packed into the zone defense.
Kobe over Gill, way off the mark. Rebound is Minnesota's. They might get another shot before the end of the quarter. Szczerbiak on a runner. Almost got it. So Minnesota was up by 3 early. The Lakers came back to lead by as many as 8 with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Richie Sambur and Heather Locklear. Lovely couple. Looking on. It's 26-25. You're watching the NBA on ABC. Championship Television. Staples Center is the place to be. Andy Garcia needs binoculars. He must not have good seats. Rob Reiner does. No problem there.
And he's got great seats.
He just wanted to see everything close up. The Stars are out. Michelle's with 1.
I'm with 2, actually. Richie Sambor and Heather Locklear attending their first playoff game in this series. You guys have been watching at home. What's it been like in front of the TV at your house?
The last 2 have been like this.
Very nerve-wracking. Very nerve-wracking.
And what about this one? What about this one?
Well, we thought all of that for 1 point, but I mean a few, but a 1 point difference. So
They got to start hitting some outside shots. They're playing great D, though.
All right, have fun, you guys. Try.
All right.
Back to you, Brad.
We got to get Heather back on ABC after Spin City. She needs a new avenue from us.
If you can't have fun here today,
you're missing out.
There's something wrong with you.
Consider most of these people don't get out of bed until the afternoon.
Please.
It's only 1 o'clock in Los Angeles, and they were here 2 hours ago.
Wait a second. You should have seen the beach at dawn this morning. It was glorious.
Tom and I missed that.
Oh, the big fella back in the game got just a little bit of his rest.
Coaching.
9-0 run.
A double team on Strickland. The ball kicks by Kobe Bryant.
But Phil Jackson is at his best in these toughest of moments. So calm, so poised, breathing life, not putting any extra undue pressure on his players. He's done his job, taught them well.
Battle down low between Trent and Madsen, and Madsen's going to get the foul call.
And with Shaq playing such aggressive defense on the perimeter, that's going to free up opportunities for guys like Gary Trent and Kendall Gill, who can try to take a Madsen or a Brian Shaw by themselves, not have any help by Shaq.
Minnesota leading by 1. Here's Gill with Shaw on him. The turn on Shaw is short, and Bryant gets a rebound. Lakers looking to retake the lead.
We'll see what happens. Shaq goes out 9-0 run. Now without Garnett, who are they going to go to score, especially with Hudson on the bench as well?
Lakers have missed their last 5 shots. This guy probably won't. He did.
Shaq does such a good job of moving when the ball is still on the weak side from where he is.
Strickland and Trent, and then Trent threw it a mile over Szczerbiak's head.
Laker defense is so solid. They're just cutting off all the visual passing lanes for Minnesota.
Madsen brings it out to Devean George for the lead, and he's short with it.
Boy, you got to shoot a 1-footer, don't you?
Strickland pull up just inside the free throw line, and he missed it.
And they still can't get an offensive rebound, Minnesota. That was poor execution on the break.
Devean George has got to take that shot. Madsen trying to tip it in, and nice job by Jackson to tip it to himself. And then Shaq trying to swipe it from him.
Oh, it's like putting the little steak in front of the wolf.
Literally.
Now they're talking to each other.
Well, he had no plans on it. He's just kind of like, hey, you're going to give it to me. I'll go ahead and try to take it.
Shaq is playing so well. I want to see him tip it in from here.
Well, the first jump ball to open the ball game ended up about 50 feet down court. This time he'll jump it with Jackson. Joe Crawford trying to rearrange the furniture here before he puts it up in the air.
Lakers don't have a basket in the last 4 minutes.
Madsen and Trent are fighting for position. Joe Forte now is going to separate them and say, okay, pick a spot and stay there. It's jump ball time. And Shaq easily steals that one as well.
They have got to do something about jump balls in the NBA.
I know you love it.
Shaw from 15 got it. Brian Shaw's first basket has given the Lakers a 1-point lead back.
How long is Flip Saunders going to leave Kevin Garnett on the bench?
Now he's back in. He came in for Wally.
He's out on the left wing right now.
He hasn't touched it.
Because he just got in. They just tipped the ball. There you go.
There he touched it. And the first shot since touching it doesn't go. O'Neal with another rebound. Shaq's going to have a double-double here in just moments.
He'd already have one if Coach Jackson hadn't taken him out. Calmed him down a little bit.
You'll have to take that up with Phil yourself. Here's Shaq. Double team. Kobe's wide open for three. Got it.
And Flip Saunders is saying, look, we played great defense against Shaq, and he changes his pivot feet twice. What are we supposed to do?
First three-pointer for Los Angeles, and they lead by 4. Kevin Garnett on the outside, trying to go inside to Trent, and he got free of Madsen. Trent's first basket.
They're forcing
Charles
Shaq
Barkley defense
to guard the ball. And that's allowing other guys to get a good opportunity. Throw it down, big man.
No basket. He'll have to throw it from the free throw line. He gives a little playful hug. I don't know if that's playful or not.
Find a pivot foot.
And then find a teammate. And Kobe knocked down the three.
That makes it so frustrating for Laker opponents.
Garnett got a piece of the pass, but it's Shaquille. Out to Shaw. He'll try another jumper. And he got a three. Brian Shaw, 5 points off the Laker bench.
Lakers were in the same exact position a year ago, down 2-1 to Sacramento, Western Conference Finals. Got badly outplayed in that game, and they couldn't contain Robert Horry on the game's final play.
Trent over Madsen, got it. Boy, didn't even move the net.
How about a rainbow on that one? Madsen forced him into a tough shot, and he hit it.
So instead of Mark Jackson doing some damage off the Minnesota bench, it's Gary Trent with 4. Shaw going to keep shooting until he misses, and Garnett up there to snatch the rebound.
Well, Shaw not as athletic as he used to be, but still a guy that if you give him some daylight, can hit a spot-up jumper.
Now that's basketball right there. Get a good shot, Jackson. If he can make that, just a couple of those, and keep stroking him, Shaq will have to pay more attention to him.
And now he's trying to guard Shaq down in the low block. Devean George.
He's the guy who's not hot today, Devean George. Leave him wide open.
A one-on-one between Gill and Kobe.
Could be.
Offensive foul on Gill.
That's why you don't bring the ball down the middle of the court when there's one defender back.
This is the result. Gill hoping to give Minnesota a couple of points. Gives them an offensive foul instead.
What about Paul Pierce and the Boston Celtics taking a 3-1 lead in the best of 7 on Indiana? A 37-14 difference in the third quarter. Pierce had 21 of his 37. He had 10 boards and 7 assists as well. Boston will have 3 chances to eliminate Indiana starting Tuesday. Meantime, the Nets still retain home court in the East. Orlando tries to go 3-1 up on Detroit later on today on ESPN. New Orleans is trying to even their series with Philly on Monday. Back courtside to Brad.
All right, Mike, thanks. You know, being an official in the NBA sometimes is like being a professor at dog obedience school. Let's listen to some court sounds from a moment ago.
Yeah, Shaq. Shaq, you gotta move your foot on the line. Set. Set, Devin. Set. Stay. Stay. Gary, move your foot. I got it, Joe. There you go. Ball's going up. I'm going to put the ball up. He's got the spot. Mark's got the spot, Gary. Stay. Ball's going up. Ball's going up.
We heard everything but heel. We didn't get a heel in there.
If my dogs, Andy and Shasta, only behaved that well.
If they're watching the game, they're probably completely stationary right now.
It could be a smooth transition for Joey to being a romper room teacher. Trying to get everybody, all 10 guys, to do something at once. Forget about it.
To watch Shaq execute the jump ball, it is perfect. The position, the use of his hip. You just bump the guy out of the way and then lean in and scoop the ball back to his own teammate. Flawless.
Kobe Bryant's missed jumper gives Minnesota a chance. Kobe's only 4 for 12 from the floor. And he picks up the foul. Rick Fox not out there right now. See if we can get more on an update. David.
Guys, the x-rays were negative on Rick Fox's left ankle. He does have a strained left ankle tendon. They're going to reevaluate him at halftime to see if he's done for today.
All right, Dia.
Dr. Lombardo, the Lakers' longtime physician, was over talking to Phil Jackson during the last timeout. We can only hope that the news is good.
Minnesota almost turned it over. Hudson missed a 3. Out of bounds to whom? It'll be Minnesota's. Nope, Lakers ball.
Minnesota needs better rebounding than what they're getting on both ends of the court. They're conceding far too often. Phil Jackson, comfortable and confident.
The offensive rebounding story is all Lakers to this point. 7-1 anyway. O'Neal. And Garnett's got his 7th board.
Let's see if they can get Garnett established again.
It's on the outside right now, but it's inside. Oh, Trent missed in close. And now Shaquille O'Neal has 10 rebounds in the ballgame.
It's easy to talk about, but how can you play without thinking about Shaq's defensive presence? They're just missing layup after layup, thinking, where is the big man?
And really, physically, he wasn't there to stop that one. It's just the matter that you psych yourself out and you come up shooting short.
And the only way that's going to change is from the example of Kevin Garnett. If he can just show that he can do it, that'll give all his teammates the belief and inner confidence. What horrendous that.
Wheeler tried to get it behind the back to Trent and threw it way wide. And that's 11 turnovers suffered by the Timberwolves as we have a timeout with 6 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the half. From Staples Center, about 20,000 on hand. Their Lakers lead the Timberwolves 33-30.
The NBA playoffs on ABC, brought to you by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Cold, down, easy. And Nissan and your Nissan dealer.
Lakers lead by 3 with 6:13 remaining. Welcome back, Staples Center. Brad, Bill, and Tom. Before the ballgame, if you missed it, this was Kevin Garnett's statement about what this game meant today and what could happen if the Timberwolves were to win.
Came in here with the same focus. Came in here today, focused. Same thing. This is the biggest game of our lives right here. Because if we win this game, we feel like it is over.
Kevin Garnett should have stopped right after this is the biggest game of our lives.
Didn't need that last line,
Did not need that last little tag. It's so tough to beat a great team like the Lakers with the special players, the special coach that they have. You don't want to give any sort of an edge to the other team whatsoever. That was a great soundbite for television. Everybody got all fired up in Minnesota. But please, the other team watches that as well. Kevin Garnett did start out strong with 10 points and 9 rebounds, but he is scoreless this quarter.
Well, there's just no reason. There's no reason to say anything like that. You believe it. Your teammates know you believe it. And just as long as your teammates know that you believe that and they have confidence in you. But to say it, there's just no reason.
Probably better to have said it in the locker room than to our camera, right?
Yeah.
Say it to his teammates.
But then let's not get over our athletes all the time for being bland.
That's
when they
true.
give us something to say, then we rip them as well.
Quite frankly, I loved it. So we talked about it during the break. I thought it was great. Kevin Garnett has been great for Minnesota this year. Obviously a MVP candidate or one of the top ones.
Both squads have missed their last 4 shots, hit a bit of a lull here.
Boy, and Horry gave up a 3. That's something you don't see that often.
Well, that's because he hasn't made one this series.
Minnesota is playing not well at all, and they're only down 3.
Foul before the shot.
They want a 3-second violation. They want an offensive foul.
What did they get? Szczerbiak with a foul?
Yeah, I think so.
Got bowed in the face.
And that's going to be his 3rd.
You get bowed in the face, you get a foul. Watch this. Whack. That's on you.
Oh, boy.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Here's your parting gift.
And a technical. I just don't see how that can be a foul on Szczerbiak.
He got his 3rd foul and a technical, and he walks by Flip Saunders on the way to the bench. So the troubles continue for Szczerbiak against the Lakers. And Devean George missed the free throw.
We talked about this in the pregame, that after what happened in Game 3, when so many of the calls were questionable, that David Stern came out and said, look, we missed some calls here. That diffused a very volatile situation. And it relaxed, I think, the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've got to come out and play with the sense that we got to beat everybody. We have to beat the entire world if we're going to have a chance to move on.
Tough enough trying to beat the three-time defending champions. And the shot by O'Neal missed again. Hudson comes up with it on the baseline. So we're still stuck on 33-30. And have been for almost 2 minutes.
Well, the
Almost 3 minutes.
Timberwolves doing a good job keeping check off the offensive glass, making them shoot 8-9 footers as opposed to getting easy dunks.
Healer missed, but Jackson's all alone on the weak side for the rebound. Szczerbiak finally from the top of the circle, and he misses as well.
Hey, Jackson is competing in there. And Szczerbiak has been effectively reduced to a non-factor.
And now Horry driving inside.
There you go.
And there's the lane violation. Let's check in with Michelle Tafoya again. Michelle?
Well, in these huddles, Flip Saunders, no panic, but he is telling his team, let's go back to the random pick and rolls that were killing these guys early in the games. And for goodness sakes, he said to them, don't turn the ball over. We're best at not turning it over, guys.
There's the pick and the roll, but it didn't come free. And now Hudson trying to loft one up there so Garnett could go get it maybe and foul on Shaw.
Talk about offensive futility. Both squads have combined to miss their last 12 shots.
Kobe Bryant set to check back in. There's the consecutive shots missed.
And while you talk about defense winning championships, you got to have guys that can put it in, which is why the Lakers have such an edge, and where Kevin Garnett has to step to the front, where Tracy McGrady or Tim Duncan are just so absolutely fantastic and valuable, and why their teams will most likely move on.
The shooting exhibition looks a little like New Jersey's free throw shooting yesterday. Garnett out to Peeler. At least the Timberwolves are going to get another chance. No, they won't. Fisher strips Hudson. And knocked out of bounds. Peeler defensively kept it away from the Lakers' goal. Fans wanted a foul on Peeler and didn't get it.
But this is what Minnesota wants. They want the fans booing.
A good play by Fisher right there, stripping Hudson on the way in and then pushing, trying to get down right there. He knew he didn't have anything, so he just wait, get off.
Nobody scored in 4 minutes. And there's an air ball from Fisher.
Wow. It's solid offensively right now. You guys are rolling.
How about the repost for Shaq? How about some motion for Garnett for Minnesota to get him the ball on the move, coming strong into the 8 to 10 foot area as opposed to the 12 to 15 foot area.
Garnett hit the opening 2 shots of the ball game for Minnesota. Here's Szczerbiak from the baseline. Got it.
Penetration and dish. Championship style basketball.
So finally, we get some points from somebody. It went over 4 minutes without anyone dropping in, and now we approach 4 minutes in the half.
Offensive foul on Derek Fisher.
Well, you can't blow the arms out. I mean, you can stand there and set that pick, but as soon as you extend your arms, they're going to get you at that one.
And that's 3 fouls on Fisher, and that's going to take him out of the rest of the half. They'll have to come with one of the rookies, Fargo or Rush.
Fisher fouled out of Game 3, which was a major loss. Game the Lakers lost in overtime.
Yeah, and my mistake. He didn't really extend the arms as much as he did sliding over on that one.
So Gennaro Pargo comes in as the Lakers have gone almost 4.5 minutes without points or without a field goal. And they are up by 1.
Now go to the hoop here.
And a blocking foul on Horry. His second.
Not only important for Minnesota to score because, well, that's the way you win basketball games. But they're able to set up their press off that, too. They're able to set up the pressure, and that just helps them. When they score, they get defensively more pressure, and it just works in their favor. You don't score, you can't press.
I'd come back to Garnett and let him drive to the hoop again.
There it is against Horry.
Don't settle for a jumper. Just drive all the way, get to the foul line.
Szczerbiak through traffic, swatted out of there by O'Neal.
Shot clock.
Garnett's got to put it up. And they almost got it. Minnesota will get a fresh clock.
Peeler, they missed him in the corner.
Now they got him, but he missed the shot. Minnesota had 3 opportunities to take the lead there and didn't capitalize on any of them.
This has not been Anthony Peeler's finest hour.
And Peeler picks up the foul. That'll be his second. Kendall Gill will come out, and Peeler, I assume, is going to be the guy getting out of there. And there he goes, having picked up a foul. Meanwhile, we're down to 3:24 in the half, and the Lakers have been stuck on 33 points for what seems like an eternity.
I enjoy watching the battle underneath right now. The ball's not even in bounds, and Mark Jackson and Shaq are battling. It's just constant. You got to know where he is. You got to keep a body on him. And let's see if they send someone over to help him out.
Over 5 minutes without a point for the Lakers. Wow. And the rookie's jumper, Pargo, off the mark, and Garnett's got another rebound.
He didn't want to shoot it.
But Mark Jackson has continued to excel. In the face of extreme adversity, Shaq is overpowering everybody. Jackson willing to stand in there, dish some of it back.
Hudson buries a three, and Minnesota's back in front. Timberwolves by 2, and we're under 3 minutes in the half.
They play better on offense when they don't think. They just do.
Especially Hudson.
What did Bill Russell say? If you're going to think, don't think too much.
Or don't take too long doing it, huh? So Troy Hudson, who's been so sensational for the Timberwolves in this playoff series, off the pick of Kevin Garnett, buries the three and gives Minnesota the lead back. This is ABC Sports, the new home of the NBA Finals.
Mike Tirico here at Staples, reminding you that the Verizon Wireless halftime report is coming up. Full highlights of the victory by the Boston Celtics at home to go 3-1 up on the Indiana series. We'll look ahead to Orlando-Detroit Game 4 that's coming up from South Florida, or Central Florida, I should say, in a little bit. And look at Phil Jackson, all these consecutive series won. What is so special about Phil? Ahmad Rashad has his thoughts. We'll see you in a couple of minutes for the Verizon Wireless halftime report. Brad?
All right, Mike. And Phil Jackson knew coming into this game what his team had to do and what it had to do against Minnesota in order to avoid being down 3-1 in this series.
This game tomorrow is going to be a game in which we're going to have to make them pay for their double teams, and that's the way you play ball.
Unfortunately, they're not making him pay for those double teams, fellas.
As Devean George has gone 0 for 4. Robert Horry 2 for 6. Derek Fisher, who's been seen blowing on his hand, trying to heat it up a little bit in the cool confines of Staples Center, is 0 for 3.
There's the poor shooting by the Lakers, who have only 8 points this quarter. They have gone over 6 minutes without scoring anything. They're still stuck on 33, and Minnesota leads by 2. Hudson. Pargo trying to stay with him, feeds Jackson inside.
Great pass under duress, driving 3 guys down there.
Where would the Timberwolves be without Mark Jackson? In serious difficulty.
Minnesota has its biggest advantage, a 4-point lead. O'Neal just muscles Jackson out of the way.
Oh.
And Mark with that look of, I just got creamed, and why is a foul on me?
Now they're going to call this on Kendall Gill. Hard to see how this is a foul on Mark Jackson, who, like the Szczerbiak, is just standing there.
You're right. It was Gill trying to strip it from O'Neal, and picks up his second.
Well, it was a good thing he did come in there and foul him, or he got dunked on. He moved him halfway across the paint.
Let's check in with David.
Guys, Phil Jackson knows the urgency of this game, as he said many times. He said he's going to have a much shorter hook today than he would normally. If Fox and Fisher and Horry aren't hitting their shots, he was planning to go to Devean George, but the injury to Fox has forced him to play George a lot sooner than he wanted to, and George hasn't responded either, so some problems for the Lakers in terms of finding somebody who can hit a shot.
And Fisher on the bench with 3 fouls, as you saw.
And a bigger problem is that Rick Fox is still not back on the bench.
Minnesota continuing to lead. 2 minutes left in the quarter. They almost lose the ball.
So careless with the ball.
Garnett hasn't scored in a while. And still hasn't. Shaw found himself a rebound.
Robert Horry is such a beautiful defender. Just works on all the little things, forcing the guy to take and then ultimately make an extremely difficult shot.
Again, it's going on 7 minutes for the Lakers. They just finally broke the drought, and it's Horry offensively that ties the game at 37.
Well, finally they get somebody to actually cut to the hoop off a double team. You can't have 4 guys standing around the perimeter. When he gets doubled, someone has to cut.
But the pace of the game is all Lakers. Minnesota's averaging 110 points in this series. They're not going to get there unless it goes to 4 overtime.
Hudson gives Minnesota the lead right back with his second 3 of the first half.
You cannot beat the Lakers in a stand-around half-court game. Shaq and Kobe are just too good.
Troy Hudson has 19 first-half points for Minnesota. Beg your pardon, 15.
He's just letting it fly. Just catch, Wow, and that started in game 2. That's the aggressiveness that we're talking about.
The Lakers.
The first field goal in 7 minutes. Somebody actually cut into the hoop and getting it. You should get at least 7 or 8 of those a game.
7-0-2 they went without any points.
Well, Troy Hudson, he has scored 25 plus in the last 2 games. He has never scored 25 plus in consecutive games during his 330-game career.
Kobe Bryant hits the free throw tonight on ESPN. Detroit and Orlando. Mike talked about that. On TNT, Dallas and Portland at 8, San Antonio and Phoenix at 10:30. Tuesday night on NBA TV, Milwaukee and New Jersey in the first game, Boston and Indiana in the 9:30 matchup. Kobe Bryant hits 2 free throws and brings the Lakers to within 1 with 1 to go in the half.
Go 2 for 1 here if you're Minnesota. Shoot it 40.
Hudson got a nice pick from Garnett. He got another 3. 3 in a row for him.
Heat check.
How about 3 for 2? Boy, I tell you what, you gotta love the confidence, the moxie this guy has. Just 22 feet away, you're in his face, whack.
O'Neal, the rebound off the miss. Look out. Joe Smith fouls O'Neal.
As great as Shaq is playing today and as beautifully as he's moving, this guy's pretty banged up. Took that bad fall in game 3 when he got pushed from behind on the breakaway layup that he had. Shaq came in very early on Friday morning for physical therapy and treatment from Gary Vitti to try to loosen up a body that it was extremely sore, not only from the fall, but from all the cross-country flights that he's been involved in lately.
Shaq missed his first 2 free throws. He's hit 5 straight now, 6 straight since. And has 18 points in the half.
And one of the things that Phil Jackson did differently yesterday, he moved practice up. Usually the Lakers practice at 11 a.m. every day, but because of the early start time today, they had practice at 10 to try to get the body clocks moving. This is a team, the Lakers, that have traditionally started very slowly in the early day games.
And the same can be said for Minnesota. And Flip Saunders got everybody up for breakfast a little bit earlier this morning, so at least their minds would think maybe it was later in the day. They have the lead late in the quarter. 30 seconds to go, first half.
Neither team with a foul to give.
Garnett, Hudson's been on fire. Found an opening, but Horry ripped it from him. And now Minnesota gets it right back.
Last shot. Yep.
Now it's 1-shot time as we're under 20. Hudson's been the hot hand for Minnesota. Garnett was early. And you've got Szczerbiak, who is yet to warm up, but is an excellent outside shooter. Final 7 seconds of the half. Hudson, a pick, a runner, and Kobe Bryant fouled him.
What a confidence builder as the Timberwolves go to the half. But remember, it was in game 3 when the Lakers were making their comeback. The Timberwolves came out with an incredible start of that 3rd quarter and really gave them that sense of life and hope and optimism that they could get that done.
And now Minnesota almost assured of the halftime lead because this guy doesn't miss free throws. 4th in the league this year at 90%. There's his numbers already. A sensational first half. He's coming off a 27-point game, a 37-point game in game 2 of the series. And he almost missed that after that big buildup.
I was amazed that the Timberwolves could not get Troy Hudson the ball at the end of that game. Granted, the Lakers were doing a good job of double teaming him on the inbounds pass down the stretch.
The thing he really struggled with was game 1 when we had him last Sunday was the full court pressure of the Lakers, and it took him completely out of his offensive game. He hasn't had that problem today.
What also happened in that game was that Flip Saunders went with a bigger lineup.
That's right.
And he hit the only ball handler.
Pass to Shaq.
Shaq makes the catch, runs over Joe Smith for the basket.
And all Flip Saunders can do is throw up his arms and say, what is an offensive foul?
Hudson at the buzzer. Almost got that one too. So Minnesota trying to go up 3-1. Will head to the locker room with a lead. Shaq got the last basket of the half. Joe Smith got the worst end of the deal, I'll tell you that much. Here was the long pass by Horry. First of all, you got to catch it. Shaq made sure of that. Then through and over and under Smith. And that brings the Lakers to within 2.
And that is an offensive foul.
Let's check in with Michelle Tafoya.
Standing by with Troy Hudson. A very productive first half for you, but as a team, some flaws. Bad passing, Wally still not involved. How do you turn that around second half?
I think we just have to be more patient on offense. They're starting to pressure a little bit more than they did in the previous 3 games. We just have to be patient and make the crisp pass and the direct pass.
Flip said the way you finished this first half would mean a lot to this game, as it did in games 2 and game 3, but how about the way you start the next half?
We're going to have to start with a lot of energy. And we got to start off first by taking care of the ball. If we do that, we'll be all right. We're pretty solid on defense. We just need to control Shaq a little bit more, and we'll be cool.
Troy, thanks. Good luck.
Thank you.
Brad, back to you.
He has been the man of Troy. 20 points, and he's the leader of the Wolves pack right now. They lead at halftime. Timberwolves 45, Lakers 43. Verizon Wireless halftime report with Mike Tirico is coming up. So far, Game 4 of this first-round Western Conference game has been everything that we expected. Garnett early, Shaq throughout, Kobe Bryant doing his thing, but the Lakers trail by 2.
Laker fans, are you a little worried? Game 4 of this opening round Western Conference Series. Not a must-win for LA, but they trail by 2 at the half. That 7-minute drought without a field goal. The full-court defense still frustrating LA, not able to get into their offense. And Troy Hudson, what is going on? Career 9.6 per game, 20 in the first half. Now, this is one of 5 playoff games today in the NBA. Earlier today, the Boston Celtics taking a commanding 3-1 series lead in their best-of-7 against the Indiana Pacers at the Fleet Center. In the opening quarter, Indiana finally did what they have not done since early in Game 1. Exploit the lack of interior defense from the Celts. A lot of points in the paint, and Indiana was up 6 at the break, up 12 at the half, and then Paul Pierce said, excuse me, I'm taking over. 21 in the third quarter, 37 and 10 boards for the game. Outscored from beyond the arc by 30 points for the Pacers, and this was a dagger. A Pierce 3 to beat the clock at the end of the third, as Boston scored 66 in the second half. They win by 10. So now Boston will have 3 chances to eliminate the 3 seed. You see Philadelphia leads 2-1 in their series over New Orleans. The Nets and Milwaukee have now a best 2 out of 3, with the Nets hosting Game 5. Meantime, Orlando goes for the commanding 3-1 lead on the top seed Detroit. Coming up in about an hour, let's send you down to the TD Waterhouse Center for a preview. And here's Brent Musburger with Sean Elliott.
Well, Sean, it isn't often that we talk about a player averaging 39 points a game in the playoffs as suddenly getting his teammates involved, but that was the case in Game 3 for Tracy McGrady.
Well, he realizes that he can't do it alone. He needs the support of his teammates, and he got it big time in Game 3. Darryl Armstrong, high-energy player, came through in a big way with 20 points in Game 3. Drew Gooden, the hero of Game 1, when he really surprised the Pistons, came through with a big-time performance in Game 3, and Gordon Gierczek broke out of a shooting slump, 10 points all in that third quarter, and his teammates were pleased with that scoring outburst.
And you can see the comparison between the first 2 games and then Game 3 here in Orlando. Now the case with Detroit is simple. Where are they going to find sustained firepower? They were good in the first quarter, and that was about it.
Well, that's been their problem all year long. In the first quarter of Game 3, had a nice scoring output, but as you saw in the next 3 quarters, only 17 points they could manage. Rip Hamilton had a nice first quarter to start off the Pistons, but then the Orlando Magic tightened the screws up. They did not allow him to get wide open looks. They really crowded him coming off screens. The Orlando Magic, during the postseason, they've really picked up their intensity on the defensive end.
So coming up next, it'll be Game 4 from Orlando. That's at 5:30 Eastern on ESPN. Right now, we send you back to Mike Tirico.
Okay, Brett, you mentioned Tracy McGrady. His exploits very similar to what Kevin Garnett's trying to do, be that star to get enough from the supporting cast to get over the hump of the first round. It's been 3 years for McGrady, 6 years in a row for Garnett out in round 1. And when I talked to Tracy McGrady on Friday, he thought of Kevin Garnett when talking about getting past round 1 and getting that monkey off their backs.
I saw what KG went through on the offseason with all the criticism about him being put out of the playoffs and not being able to take his team to the next level. I don't want to be put in that situation, so I'm just more determined this year. And this, like you say, this is a winnable series for me and my team, and whatever it's going to take, I'm going to go out there and do it.
We are watching the maturation of 2 young talents, not just on the floor, but as leaders as well. Garnett had 10 in the first half. We'll talk about Phil Jackson and his role in these Lakers when you come back. Despite this spectacular dunk, just 11 points for Kobe Bryant in the first half. Only 4 Lakers scored. LA down 2 here in Game 4, down 2-1 in the best of 7 opening conference Western Series. Meantime, the other series, San Antonio looks at 3 in a row against Phoenix later tonight on TNT. Dallas looks to sweep Portland. If Portland loses, that's an NBA record 11 consecutive lost playoff games. And Sacramento saw its lead against Utah go down to 2-1. Back to this series for a second. Phil Jackson has won an incredible 24 consecutive series. His role was tested and pushed a little bit different direction during this tumultuous Lakers season. For more on Phil Jackson, here's Ahmad Rashad.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs, you'll be a man, my son. The man who said that was Rudyard Kipling, and it certainly applies to Phil Jackson, because no one keeps his head like the head coach of the Lakers. Phil is usually calm and cool, but there were times this season when he looked almost uninterested. He looked like a mummy sitting there on the bench, and at times I even thought he was asleep. Meanwhile, all around him, people were panicking about the Lakers' bad start. But Phil never panicked, neither did his team. Even when they were losing games, they never lost their championship swagger. Eventually, they turned things around and they were peaking at playoff time, just as all of Phil's teams do. He knows that players can't maintain their intensity for all 82 games in the regular season, so he has 2 coaching styles, one for the regular season and one for the playoffs, and the results speak for themselves. Jackson is going for his 10th NBA championship, which would be the most of any coach in NBA history. Of course, he's had great players. You say he's had Shaq, he's had Kobe, plus he's had Michael Jordan, he's had Scottie Pippen, but none of them ever won a championship until Phil arrived as a coach. His success goes well beyond the X's and O's. Jackson is a master motivator and a Zen master as well. Now, Zen is all about living in the present, and that's just what Phil does. He's not thinking about the 9 championships he's already won or the 10th that he might win. He's thinking about right now, and he's under control in all situations. That's why his players don't get rattled either. They take their cue from Phil. Maybe his greatest skill is getting individuals to work as a team. His practices end sometimes with everyone holding hands in a circle and focusing on togetherness. That philosophy is also reflected in the sayings he passes along, like surrender the me for we, or one finger can't lift a pebble. And a quote from Kipling, the strength of the wolf is in the pack, and the strength of the pack is in the wolf. The strength of this Lakers pack isn't just their talent, but also their will and resolve. They take the title of defending champions very seriously, and no matter what happens in the playoffs, they will not, to paraphrase Dylan Thomas, go gently into the night. I'm Ahmad Rashad, and that's the way the ball bounces.
Well, part of that resolve, Rick Fox injured in the first half, yet to come out to warm up for the second half. The guys will keep you updated on that momentarily. One other sports note today for Philadelphia. Kevin Millwood pitching the first no-hitter of the season and doing it against the best team in the National League, the San Francisco Giants. A 10-strikeout, 3-walk performance. There's the final out in Philadelphia as Millwood and the Phillies win 1-0 for the season's first no-hitter. Some acclaim for one of the other guys from that Atlanta Braves starting staff. And keep an eye on all the basketball, including Troy Hudson with a huge first half. Minnesota by 2. Thanks for watching the Verizon Wireless Halftime Report. The second half comes up right after this on ABC.
Leonardo DiCaprio with a cap on for the Lakers, but they're down right now at halftime, 45-43. A lot of stars here. We're the Three Stooges. I'm Mo, he's Curly, he's Larry. The Lakers had some long droughts there without scoring. 11 minutes, 42 seconds of the first half. They didn't get any points. They can't keep doing that or they're going to lose this one too.
Los Angeles started so well. Shaq was all lathered up, foaming, and then Phil Jackson inexplicably took him out of the ball game. This is the playoffs. You got to go the whole distance here. It was not happening once he did go out, as really Shaq has been the only guy delivering. Kobe very quiet from the field. The injury to Rick Fox, a major factor. Derek Fisher has yet to score. Lakers need a lot of work on the offensive end.
A lot of fun things happening at Staples Center. 20,000 fans on hand, and Joe Crawford is our lead official, and he's always good for a few laughs.
I'm one of the league leaders in steals, historically. You know, there's a steal. I didn't foul him. I'm Are you really? Yeah. I knew you were a good player, but I didn't know you historically. 1 + 1. No, I called you to the line.
Oh, okay. You said
offense. No, I said outside there. I said outside there.
Oh, you said offense. You did. That's why he reacted the way he did.
What did I say? Can't trust you.
He's saying that to the Wolverine. Hugh Jackman, and the gentleman to Hugh's left, our right, is his dad, the guy in the gray suit. First time he's ever seen a basketball game, and he's at a Lakers playoff game against Minnesota, and they are down 2 in game 4 as we start the third quarter.
Oh, man. And 1.
What is the foul?
Well, obviously not that, but I tell you what, you got to be real happy if you're Minnesota. -7 turnovers, -2 offensive rebounds, -6 shot attempts, and still leading at the half.
It's fine if that's not a foul. Let's just have that at both ends of the court.
Minnesota's most important factor, they're +4 on the scoreboard. And Kobe Bryant will shag down his own miss after it ricocheted off a couple of players inside.
Well, I think if at the end of the game you look and see Minnesota with 26 turnovers, they're not going to win this game.
That's true. Kobe Bryant, tough catch on the pass. Even tougher attempt on the shot, and Szczerbiak the rebound.
Minnesota has to have a strong start right here. Lakers look a little staggered right now. Go for it all.
Pick and roll. Garnett almost walked. To Szczerbiak. Missed the shot.
Look how. That'll make you pull up short.
Put the brakes on when you see number 34's license plate number. Robert Horry.
This is so serious. Jack Nicholson is standing up, begging the team to play better and harder.
Peeler missed a 3.
At the start of the third quarter. Unheard of.
He's sitting now, but he was up earlier.
Oh, it'll be even more serious if they can get Phil Jackson to stand up.
I think Flip Saunders pushed him back into his seat.
Flip Saunders wants to push this event back to Minneapolis, where the Timberwolves were second best in the league on their home floor this year. O'Neal missed the shot. Garnett with the rebound.
Once again, no cuts. You can't have 4 guys stand around the perimeter. One's going to be a cutter.
Szczerbiak. So Minnesota's tried a couple of threes here, trying to kind of go for the juggler a little bit early in the third quarter, but they're not hitting from the outside.
The fans begging and pleading for something from their Lakers.
We talked about field goal droughts, and they've got another one going right now. Lakers 0 for 5 in the quarter. Trailing by 4. Robert Horry with a little bump on Hudson. Picks up his 3rd foul. Let's check in with David Aldridge.
Guys, Rick Fox out for the game. Strained left tendon. He'll have an MRI either tonight or tomorrow. The bigger question now for the Lakers is, do they double team Troy Hudson and Kevin Garnett on those screen rolls and catches? It's something that Phil Jackson doesn't like to do, and it's something that they don't practice very much, but it's something that they may do in the fourth quarter in certain situations.
Oh, now that is what an MVP is all about. Robert Horry is a great defensive player, but you have to go at him, and nobody can guard Kevin Garnett when he makes a play like that.
Garnett with 12 points, and that one with some authority. Chance to make it 13.
You know you're bad when you can keep Shaq on the ground. He didn't even want to jump at that.
I'm glad you said some authority.
12 points, 12 rebounds for Kevin Garnett as he tries to cap the three-point play. Let's check in with Michelle.
Seeing Flip come out of the locker room, I asked him what he talked about. One word: turnovers. He said when we're playing this hard defensively and exerting that kind of energy, we tend to speed things up on the offensive end and take too many gambles with passes. If we can cut down on those, we're in great shape,
They
guys.
haven't taken as many passes because they've hoisted up shots, but they have hoisted their lead to 7, the biggest of the game. Lakers almost throw it away. Kobe Bryant finally ends the drought again for the Lakers.
And Kobe just said, look, Devean George is not making anything. I'm not passing him the ball anymore.
Garnett, basically 3 white jerseys around him. He backpedals and tries an 18-footer outside and missed it.
Who's going to find their offensive rhythm?
Shaq off Kobe Bryant's feet.
That had more rhythm than Earth, Wind, and Fire. Look at that go. But no, it's been like this for both teams. A little spurt, maybe no one's been able to find the rhythm since the first half of the first quarter.
Minnesota by 3. Hudson will take the shot off the Garnett pick, and he hits another 3. He's hit 4 threes in a row dating back to the second quarter.
Well, however they're playing him, they might want to play him a little different. You got to stand his hip and go over and stay on him and make him drive, not let him pull up.
Fisher will try 3 of his own. Garnett with a rebound. Here's Szczerbiak. Wally Szczerbiak on the long pass from Garnett, and Minnesota is up 8.
Lakers have a very disturbing habit of thinking that they can win these games at home by just playing 5 minutes of good ball. This is 10 seconds of good ball right here as Kobe Bryant finally gets into the open court. But with the breakdown defensively, over the top of Shaq on the outlet pass. Garnett, what a brilliant start in the third.
O'Neal inside. 25 for Shaq. 8 minutes remaining third quarter. 55-49 Minnesota.
Troy Hudson just waving guys out of the way. Says, look, I got it going.
He's got Robert Horry in his face, and Fisher switches back on him. Now Garnett trying to peel his way toward the basket. Peeler almost had a rebound, but Kobe has it instead.
How about offensive rebounds where you pull it down and bring it out and reset?
Kobe Bryant fouled by Szczerbiak.
Flip Saunders throwing up his hands in exasperated dismay.
Let's see Shaq right there. This time, he didn't wait for the double team to get there. Hudson was coming down. He moved quickly enough, and then Kobe driving, Szczerbiak stepping up, and
surprised he's not in the hospital.
Kobe Bryant at the free throw line, misses.
I don't think a double team by Troy Hudson on Shaq is anything. I think they should just scrap that deal and come with a double team with someone bigger, either Garnett or Szczerbiak or Peeler.
Samaki Walker has checked in for Robert Horry.
It's come to that.
Kobe Bryant had to clang that second free throw around to pick up his 14th point.
These fans desperate here for something good to happen for Los Angeles.
And whistle and a foul on the baseline on Walker, trying to stay with Garnett. So it didn't take Samaki long to get in the book.
Making his presence felt immediately.
But that's why you keep moving. That's one of the problems that the Timberwolves have had. They're standing around waiting for the referees to give them calls when they're being held and grabbed. But if you just stand there and allow the guy to hold you without moving and throwing your arms in the air, you're never going to get it.
Kevin Garnett hit his first 4 shots of the ballgame. He's 1 for 7 since. He's 1 for 8 since. And Hudson comes up with a steal on a lazy pass by Walker.
No, that might have been one that you want to pull back out. 1 against 5.
No.
Instead of the 12-foot runner.
Fisher feeds the post. Shaq, the no-look pass to Walker, and Walker forgot to look too. Turnover Lakers.
Where would you like it next time, Samaki?
8th turnover against the Lakers. Kevin Garnett, long drought without hitting a shot.
Why doesn't Kevin drive to the hoop here? Samaki Walker can't guard him.
He does drive to the hoop, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Well, you got to wonder if you're the Lakers right now, and you're down 5 points. Kevin Garnett's going to go 1 for his next 7. He's a guy that's going to start evening out and get back to 40-50%. And you see right there, going baseline, just working. And he realizes that, hey, if I can just get in. And then the thing with Kevin Garnett, too, a couple dribbles into the middle, and he can just jump right over you for an easy 5-6 footer. But this is the way to get out of a slump, is get yourself to the line.
But the greatest offensive players in history are guys who work themselves to the free throw line. They put their body out there. They expose themselves. Bird, Jordan, Jabbar, Wilt, every single time. That's where Kevin Garnett has to go.
Minnesota's hit all its free throws. 11 for 11, 12 for 12 as Garnett got them both. You catch the NBA playoffs in high definition on NBA TV. Tuesday, there's Game 5 doubleheader beginning at 7. The Nets host the Bucks, followed by the Pacers and the Celtics. Tipped in by Samaki Walker. Game 5 doubleheader Tuesday at 7 in high definition, only on NBA TV.
The Lakers have spent a ton of time the last couple of days working on their press offense. Finally, some execution there. Get to the foul line and pull the trigger on a quick jumper.
Hudson, Samaki Walker switches off on him, and he's going to take the shot anyway. I don't know about that one. Devean George with a rebound.
And that wasn't over a guy at 6 feet tall. That was over a guy at 6'10".
Kobe pull up from the elbow, missed from 15. Shaq won't miss. 27 for O'Neal. Lakers back to within 3.
You got to live with that. Get it back on the offensive end.
Hudson might want to give it up. Garnett does as well. Peeler. Oh, boy. He almost missed Los Angeles with that one.
They have got nothing from Anthony Peeler on either end of the court.
Lakers have trailed by as many as 8 this quarter, but high percentage shots like this one have them back to within 3. 5:37, third quarter.
The NBA playoffs on ABC, brought to you by the new 2004 Lexus RX 330, putting the world on notice again. And AT&T Wireless brings you M Life, your mobile life made better.
Ice Cube hoping that the Timberwolves will cool off, and Mr. Hoffman hoping that his team doesn't get dusted. Jack's just plain Jack. Leonardo. And the Lakers and Shaquille O'Neal trail 57-54.
The Lakers are pounding the Timberwolves on points in the paint, pounding them on second chance points, beating them on fast break points, and still trail.
Minnesota's had a long drought as the Lakers have suffered 2 or 3 major droughts in this game. Trailing by 3. Devean George a 2-pointer, and it goes. Devean George first basket brings the Lakers to within 1.
Well, just a real disjointed offensive game so far, and I still believe in the last quarter and a half, whoever finds that little bit of rhythm offensively is going to be the team that wins this game.
Szczerbiak got a nice outlet pass from Garnett, and he was wide open.
Well, easier shots out of the timeout as both coaches able to settle their squads down, get them thinking about the team game.
I said to Wally Szczerbiak before the game, I didn't think you guys would ever get back to Minneapolis for another game, and he said, we're just getting better shots than they are the last 2 outings, and he just got a wide open one there. Shaq lost the handle as Peeler was coming around trying to play defense against somebody else, and the ball went out of Shaq's hands and out of bounds.
Phil Jackson up off the bench. Can't believe how the Lakers are getting shortchanged in this series.
There should be a disclaimer for that one.
That's what he said in the paper.
There's the field goal situation. I know what he said. It's funny he didn't get laughed out of Los Angeles. Garnett, Szczerbiak, a non-factor throughout the series, and a shot over Shaq.
Oh, I thought he had the little jump hook, but he faded away from Shaq. And Shaq stretching out. No, look out.
Garnett couldn't quite get there. Kobe did and tried to feed Shaq, and it's another Laker turnover.
2 tremendous plays by Szczerbiak.
A horrible break by the Lakers. You got to throw that up to your big man.
Lakers have 4 turnovers in the quarter, and Peeler hits a 3. So just when Szczerbiak and Peeler, 2 guys that have done nothing for the Timberwolves in this ball game, they've just given 5 points to the Wolves, and Phil Jackson has to call a timeout. Minnesota 7 straight points. They've matched their biggest lead of the ball game, leading by 8. 7 straight points by Minnesota, forcing the timeout. Here's the last 5 that they got.
Well, nice job by Rajon Szczerbiak right there. Man, that's a tough shot, a fadeaway jumper. And then comes back and makes another play on the defensive end where Kobe maybe should have thrown it up in the air.
And that led to Peeler's 3-pointer, so that was part of the 7 straight for Minnesota.
Lakers have the experience, the knowledge to know to go to the hoop in these situations. They're going to get trips to the line time and time again, but if the Lakers don't start executing better on the fast break, and Shaq doesn't step away from the basket to give a better passing angle to Kobe, it's not going to work for Los Angeles.
Kobe Bryant steps to the free throw line, and as he did, kind of adjusted his right shoulder a little bit, or at least moved it around. And his free throws, he's hit 4 of 5, but I think about 3 of them have had to roll around and in. hasn't been a lot of fluidity to his free throw shooting either.
Kobe will never use an injury as an excuse. This guy is just so tough. He's going to play through it, let it fall, and fly.
This guy lets it fly. Hudson, whenever he gets a chance. This time has to get it out to Garnett, and Garnett will let it fly, and got it. Kevin Garnett, 17 points for the Timberwolves star.
And it allows Minnesota to set their press up.
Well, that's a nice guy to have playing middle field for you. Kevin Garnett back there, long, quick.
I was surprised he didn't go for that one ball over the top that Kobe turned in. Do a good play for the Lakers.
I think he knew he was going to come up just a hair short and didn't want to pick up a cheap foul. Here's Fisher for three. First basket of the ball game for Fisher. It sure comes at a good time for the Lakers.
Well, they were missing his offense. A guy that was shooting 73% from beyond the stripe the first 3 games. They need him to step up big.
Hudson hangs in the air, waits to see if Fisher's going to foul him, and then knocks it off the glass. 25 for Troy Hudson.
You will never beat the Lakers without great point guard play, and the Wolves are getting that.
Bryant misses. Troy Hudson's playing like he should have been in an all-star game.
All blue down there, whatever that color is. It's kind of a blue, isn't it?
It's kind of a blue.
The Szczerbiak has made his presence felt here in the third.
Gill. He got swatted, so did the ball. Gill goes down hard on the baseline, and Shaquille O'Neal picks up his second foul.
But going into the big man, Kendall Gill, outstanding offensive philosophy.
Ouch, that hurts. 2:31 remaining in the third. Timberwolves are down, but they're leading by 7. Kendall Gill up on his feet before the timeout. Shaquille O'Neal, that foul on Gill was called a flagrant foul against Shaq, and we'll take another look at it.
Well, great job by Gill getting into the bucket, but you know, that's just bull. I mean, that's a big guy hitting a smaller guy, and of course, he's going to fall down on the ground. A flagrant foul should be not the result, it should be the action.
Completely disagree, and obviously you never played against your older brother.
Gill at the free throw line.
How do you measure intent?
Well, he was going after the ball. You can't measure intent, but I'm saying you can't.
So
you can't just because the guy falls down hard.
Every player has an obligation to protect the health and safety of everyone else on the court.
Wrong. Sound like Smokey the Bear or something on that one. As we look in on free flight, Staples Center sold out, and the Timberwolves have silenced the crowd completely. Not a good pass by Hudson, but he got it back somehow. Szczerbiak being chased by Kobe Bryant. He got away and he got the bucket.
Well, that's a couple buckets for Szczerbiak here in the last couple minutes. If he can get it going, that'll give him one more option to go with Hudson and Garnett.
Lakers desperately miss Rick Fox.
Inside, Shaw gives him the field goal back. That 10-point lead by Minnesota moments ago, the biggest of the ball game. Still up by 8 as we're under 2 minutes in the third quarter.
Don't slow it down if you're Minnesota.
That guy's not going to slow it down. That is 5 3-pointers for Troy Hudson, and he has 28 points for Minnesota.
How can you go under? How can you stand there and watch him shoot the shot? Either double him or go over the top with him.
He was 5 feet behind the three-point line.
He's been doing it the last 3 games. I mean, you're going to watch right here. You watch Szczerbiak with a real nice move. Get into the middle, feel the pressure and the spin. And yeah, sure, Troy Hudson's behind the line, but you can't go under that pick. You can't do it. You have to go over the top. And Samaki Walker, they're just standing there being a spectator. Get some popcorn if you're going to watch.
If you go over the top of that with no help from behind, the guy's just going to go right to the hoop.
Shaw misses. Samaki Walker keeps it alive for the Lakers.
Kevin Garnett's got to get that defensive rebound.
Kobe goes up against Jackson, and he's got a chance for a 3-point play. And Jackson picks up his 4th foul in the process.
Well, he does it as well. Go ahead, Bill.
All kept alive by Samaki Walker. You can't wait at the basket area. You're not going to stop this play anyway.
Yeah, well, he takes the hit as well as anybody. And being able to finish is incredible.
His explosiveness, his ability to gather once he's been hit, pull it back, and then bring it right into your face.
Kobe with 19 points. Shaq has 27, but the Lakers don't have much from anybody else. And now the chance of defense reverberate around this arena, and the ball is out of bounds. We've got one official saying one way, one the other. Lakers ball.
Troy Hudson can't believe it. He was the only Timberwolf down there.
First Minnesota turnover of the quarter. With a minute now remaining in the third. O'Neal against Joe Smith, throws the shoulder, and a whistle and a foul. That'll be 2 on Smith.
You know, outside of the offensive rebounds they gave him early, they've been doing a pretty good job on him in the paint area. He hasn't found his rhythm on the block moves and the jump hooks or the spins.
A bigger problem for Flip Saunders is that they're getting nothing from Joe Smith.
Shaq at the free throw line. He's done a pretty good job again today. He misses that one badly. Just one episode left before the surprising 2-hour season finale. Alias has never been more exciting. Don't miss an all-new Alias tonight at 9, 8 Central here on ABC. Jennifer Garner, I don't think she's here today. I mean, she's about the only person we haven't seen in the arena. And Shaq missed both free throws.
2 for 1 time. Rod Strickland in, giving Troy Hudson a short breath.
Under a minute in the quarter. Minnesota leading by 8. Strickland back to Garnett. Garnett trying to find Szczerbiak and threw it right to Kobe Bryant. Kobe has a look up at the clock. He's just going to take it in and kick it out to Fisher for 3. Madsen, offensive rebound, and he scored. Minnesota 2 turnovers in its last 2 trips down court, the first 2 of the half against them. And now they've got about a 5-second difference on the shot clock and the game clock. No fouls to give for either team. Strickland to Garnett. Garnett fade away over Madsen, and he's still been cold. Look out. Field.
Poor execution. The little things escaping Minnesota.
Shaw outside. He got a 3. Brian Shaw, a couple of big baskets in this quarter, and the Lakers fans have reason to cheer. They may have been the most unlikely suspects to help the Lakers get back in the game. Mad Dog with the offensive rebound. And Brian Shaw on the dish from Fisher from long range. We've played 3. The 3-time defending champions still trail, but they're closer now. It's 74-71. We'll continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
This is the biggest game of our lives right here. Because if we win this game, we feel like it is over.
Kevin Garnett's comments. He's helped the Timberwolves with 17. Troy Hudson's been even bigger, 28 through 3 quarters. But Brian Shaw off the Laker bench, a huge 3 just before the quarter ended. And our Miller Lite storyline, as we're set for the 4th quarter, looks like this. Garnett, Hudson, and Szczerbiak have 57 of the 74. 2 field goal droughts of 3 minutes or more for the Lakers, but the Lakers now on a run. Their fans in full throat, everybody up. Packed house, and maybe the biggest 12 minutes in the history of the Minnesota Timberwolves franchise is at hand, and the 3-time defending champion Lakers know they don't want to be in a 3-1 hole if they can't come back to take the lead in this 4th quarter. O'Neal, short on the shot, got it back, and Joe Smith with a foul.
Wrap and pray. Once he gets the ball down there, just don't let him get his arms up. Don't let him get to the free throw line.
But turn him into the double team.
Yeah.
Don't let him come back your other way, and certainly don't let him come back on the offensive glass. Easy to talk about. I think you have to start face guarding Shaq on the offensive glass.
This time O'Neal in and out, and Garnett will clear off the miss. Shaq had 2 cracks at it and didn't score either time.
Who's going to lead? Who's going to want to shoot for Minnesota?
Strickland Out to Gill. He's not afraid to shoot, but he's way off the mark. And Shaq has 17 rebounds.
Maybe he should have been.
Yeah. Well, those are shots you want to shoot when you have a clean look. Much too good defense by Kobe that time.
Kobe had to go way up high over Garnett and missed the shot.
3 on 2.
Strickland. Gill will try the other side. Still no good. And then Strickland with a foul on Shaw.
For a game of this magnitude, the poor execution on so many fast breaks, mind-boggling.
That's what Flip Saunders is thinking right now, without a doubt. Kobe Bryant gets a screen from Madsen, but Garnett's all over him. Now he's open for 3. Got it! Tie game.
How long do you leave Troy Hudson on the bench?
Strickland with a left hand helps his cause a little bit with Hudson out of there. First basket by Rod Strickland.
Rod Strickland playing on a bum leg too, and it's hard for him to get up and down the court and give him that effort.
Madsen looking for somebody to hand off to. Finally gets it to Kobe Bryant with 8 on the shot clock. Gill guarding Kobe. No foul as he kept his hand straight up, and Kobe Bryant threw up an air ball.
You can't jump into the guy. If the guy is leaning forward and you jump straight up, then that's a foul. But if the guy keeps his verticality, hands over the head, just standing still, watch this. This is Kobe with the pump fake. Boom, jump into him. It's a tough one to get.
Szczerbiak goes out. It's Nesterovic, Strickland, Gill, Garnett, and Peeler on the floor for Minnesota. This is a little different looking lineup.
Got to get it to Garnett.
Here he is. Madsen trying to stay with him. There's a double team by Kobe, and still he shoots over it. 19 for Kevin Garnett.
Wow. The quickness down low of Madsen and Kobe reaching in. Derek Fisher. Garnett's got to move away from them.
Shaquille O'Neal has missed 3 shots in a row inside. No foul call. Minnesota runs with numbers. Peeler wide open. Got it.
Finally, balance on the fast break. And a shot that a guy can make.
80-74, Minnesota by 6. 9:20 remaining. Fisher was open momentarily. Steps inside the three-point line and knocks it home.
He's a dead eye from those corners. Left corner, right corner. He is very, very efficient.
Time for Minnesota to drive to the hoop. Garnett in particular trying to get to the free throw line.
Strickland will take the outside jumper, and he got it.
Oh, the Lakers will live with that one.
Strickland's hit a couple of shots in this quarter. O'Neal just pushes Nesterovic away, and he missed again. Got to be getting frustrating for him. It's been in and out several times.
When players guard Shaq and he shoots, they turn to rebound. They've got to stay and face him the entire time.
Hey, I was just
top party bumping non-stop. So much ice in my cooler. You think I was a jeweler? Bling, catching rays, making plays. Someone got more zaps than a microwave. Ding, blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes too. All the honeys checking who? The king of Malibu.
the silver bizzle. I had lotion on my hands. I burn easily.
Back at Staples Center as we get set to look at our Toyota game track, and there's not a Toyota Live probably with better wheels than you're looking at right now, but here's how it looks. Minnesota, Kevin Garnett, 19 and 15. Hudson, 28 points. He's been brilliant today. Shaq, 27 and 17. Kobe Bryant struggled from the floor. Still has 22 points.
Shaquille O'Neal is shooting 10 for 22 in this game. Since game one, where Shaq was just absolutely flawless, as were the rest of the Lakers, Shaq has shot 44%. Games 2, 3, and continued that. And you're talking about one of the great field goal percentage shooters in the history of the NBA.
Minnesota has led at the end of the first, second, and third quarters, but there's a very important 8:35 right now remaining. O'Neal. That time he made sure. 29 for Shaquille.
Well, the previous 4 shots he missed couldn't have totaled more than 2 feet. We mentioned Shaq shooting. We combine that with Kobe, now 18 for 46. Regardless of what points they put up, if they're not efficient, Minnesota will take that every game.
Madsen picks up the foul.
It's easy to sit on the sideline and talk about how you're going to guard Shaq. One strategy, though, would be to determine which way you're going to send him, and that would be to the help.
Good double team.
Strickland out to Kevin Garnett, gave up the outside shot to work baseline and got it just before the shot clock expired.
Well, that was a heck of a ball fake by Rod Strickland just to freeze him and get it over to Garnett.
Since early, remember how well the Lakers played in the first half in Minneapolis last week. Since then, it's been all Timberwolves every quarter. And they lead 2-1, trying to make it 3. Kobe Bryant on the drive.
Minnesota will not win this game or this series unless Kevin Garnett continues with the gigantic statement plays. Kobe Bryant, we know that he is going to come with that. Shaquille O'Neal, he has proven himself. 3 straight championships. To take it from him, you got to have a historical level player like Kevin Garnett at the top of his game.
Kobe Bryant, 23 points. Shaquille O'Neal, 29 points. As we're under 8 minutes, Kobe has hit 6 straight free throws. And it's a 4-point ball game.
Flip Saunders stays with Rod Strickland. Yes, he's made some big baskets, but Troy Hudson is stiffening up on the sideline.
Minnesota's hit its last 5 shots. Strickland makes it 6.
Says, shut up, Walt. I'm playing this game.
I've been with 5 playoff teams in my career. I know how to play, huh? Madsen, the feed. Shaq trying to go through Garnett, and now Garnett's finding himself in the situation he was in the other night. He's getting in some foul trouble.
Well, this guy's one of the greatest layup shooters I've ever seen. Right hand, left hand, underneath with the wrong hand. And he just manages to get the ball up on the rim somehow, and it usually finds its way in the hole.
But nice use by Strickland of the left hand to poke Shaq off of there.
And the free throw comes out. Shaq's missed all his free throws in this half. He is 7 of 12 from the free throw line.
How can the Minnesota Timberwolves on that last defensive possession give up penetration on the dribble to Mark Madsen?
Shaq missed them both, trying to get his own miss and couldn't quite. Kendall Gill with the rebound. Staples Center, Brad Nessler, Bill Walton, Tom Tolbert, Michelle Tafoya, David Aldridge, Mike Tirico, everybody here. The Stars are out in Los Angeles, and with 7 minutes left, they may go home very, very disappointed. The Lakers, the 3-time defending champions, are trailing Minnesota 86-80, and we are at the 7-minute mark. O'Neal, the hook over to Szczerbiak. 31 for the big fella.
No, just like the Lakers have to continue to feed Shaq, the T-Wolves have to continue to get the ball to Kevin Garnett, either on the post, on the pick and roll, get it to him on the move, just get it to him.
What about Mark Jackson to come in and play some defense on Shaq?
What a pass cross court by Garnett. Back to Peeler, and Peeler's foul. Foul's going to be on Derek Fisher. That'll be 4 on him.
Troy Hudson coming in for Rod Strickland to give him some real nice minutes.
He sure did.
Off the bench. Wally Szczerbiak also coming in, so they're going to have their guys out there for the last 6.5 minutes of this game.
Starters out there, and they'll be fresh, those 2 guys anyway.
Peeler talked at the start of this series about how important this was.
Hudson is shooting 50% for the playoffs from outside the arc, 13 of 26. He's hit 5 threes today. It's Peeler at the free throw line, and he has all his points in this half, but he misses the free throw.
Peeler said, Kevin McHale looking on. McHale told us before the game, this is one that he would have loved to have put in. But Peeler, the start of the series, said, hey, I used to play for the Lakers. They dumped him, they moved him off so that they could pick up Shaq. Obviously, that's a smart move there, but it's the kind of situation where Peter now has a chance. One chance to do something.
He does get the second free throw, and he has 8 points for Minnesota.
Right back in the press. They're not going to let up. They're going to keep getting after him, make Brian Shaw work to get that ball off the floor.
If Minnesota goes conservative, they'll lose this game and this series.
They lead by 5. We're under 6.5 minutes. It's becoming urgency time for the LA Lakers. O'Neal trying to go through a double team does, but he missed the shot. George is there to clean up.
If you can keep Shaq off the glass, you've got to be able to keep Devean George off the glass. That hurts.
Is it a foul if you use the ball to push the defender back? You're not touching him with your body.
Again, they chant defense at Staples. Garnett, an almost impossible shot, and it was. Another chance for the Lakers to get within one. The dish to Kobe Bryant. He tries to give it back to Madsen, who missed a jam. And he's fouled. Gill looking on. Szczerbiak picks up his 4th foul. The defending champs trailing by 3 with 5:44 left.
The NBA playoffs on ABC, brought to you by Miller Lite. Tell it over a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. It's Miller time. And Burger King. The sourdough bacon cheeseburger is back for a limited time at Burger King. Cooking over an open fire.
Staples Center, 5:44 left in regulation. Let's check in with Michelle Tafoya.
Brad, the point continues to be made in the Minnesota huddles that the Lakers have not been able to rest, quote, those two guys, unquote, meaning Shaq and Kobe here in the second half. They're encouraging the Wolves to continue to make it their aim to wear those guys down. Let's check in now with David Aldridge.
Lakers in the huddle discussing how to defend the screen roll. Go over top of it, not underneath it. Try to jump it, and the question is still whether they're going to double team Troy Hudson or not. It's something that they may do down the stretch, but again, they haven't practiced it very much, so they're not very comfortable doing it.
Hudson hasn't scored this quarter, but he sat out a good majority of it with Rod Strickland in there for him. Madsen's not a good free throw shooter, but he knocked that one home. And Mark has 3 on the ball game. He can make it a 1-point game if he hits this, and he does. It wasn't pretty, but it went in. 87-86. Szczerbiak hasn't scored this quarter either. There's your bread and butter. And a whistle.
It's so loud in here. Half the players had no idea that Greg Willard had whistled the play dead on the weak side.
And the foul was actually on Shaw.
I think Madsen may have known. He's just going to rough him up a little bit more.
They've got to go through Kevin Garnett and get to the hoop on Mark Madsen here.
Double team, Garnett over it. Shaq with another rebound.
Good defense.
The Lakers can lead if they score. And if they hit it, you'll know it without me telling you. O'Neal against Szczerbiak. Devean George wants to go right back to the big guy. Shaw for the lead. Rebound is Madsen.
Shaq kept it alive.
Madsen's one of those guys, always seems to find himself in the right spot, which is around the ball.
Kobe Bryant working on Peeler, has a look at the clock. Devean George for the lead. Got it!
Devean George needs to knock those shots down because he's not the post feeder that the injured and absent Rick Fox is.
First time the Lakers have led since 4 minutes and change remained in the second quarter.
And I know we talk about, you see right there, the last time the Lakers had a lead in this game. Both been doing very well offensively since the middle of the third. Don't forget about Troy Hudson. I know you want to jam it into Kevin Garnett as much as possible, but Hudson's just as much an offensive factor as Garnett has been.
Szczerbiak trying to get around or through Devean George.
I don't like this one at all.
And blocked twice by George.
Shot clock violation.
What was that?
This is not Minnesota's game. They're playing isolation one-on-one. This is a team that relies on execution of multiple players involved. You're forcing it, it's not working for you.
Devean George hit the basket that gave him the lead, and then first blocked a ball back to Szczerbiak, then blocked his shot. And 24-second shot clock violation is the result in all of it. So the Lakers will inbound leading by 1 with 4:10 remaining.
But the fact that Mark Madsen is playing instead of Robert Horry. That's how wild and crazy it is here today.
Full court pressure for Minnesota. Shaw, Madsen, George, O'Neal, and Bryant on the floor for the Lakers. Kobe, baseline, collision with Szczerbiak, and a foul. And that's 5 on Szczerbiak.
No defense for this. I mean, he's 30 feet from the basket with a drop step, an explosive move to the hoop. And the guy you're guarding is Shaq. So you say, what do I do?
Kobe Bryant uncharacteristically missed a free throw in the waning moments of the overtime loss the last time these two teams got together the other night. But he has hit 7 straight and 9 of 10 today. And the Lakers have a 2-point lead. 4 minutes to go. Lakers 89. Timberwolves 87. This is ABC Sports, the new home of the NBA Finals. About 20,000 in Staples Center, and they had reason to stand up during the last time out. The Lakers are in front, 89-87. 4 minutes left in regulation. Brad, Bill, and Tom back here courtside. Fellas, they're the world champions. They're starting to show that they're not ready to give that title up yet.
But what you live for is these special moments and the chance that Kevin Garnett has right now. We talked at the outset of this show that the real great ones, they come with a level of selfishness, meanness, and nastiness, and that's what it's going to take if the Timberwolves are going to be able to pull off this monumental upset here.
Well, they need to get, the Timberwolves need to get Hudson back involved in the offense. I know you want to jam it down to Garnett every single time, but Hudson's been hitting the shots, hitting threes, make him defend that pick and roll. And Laker fans have been great today. They generally don't have to work this hard until the conference finals. They're like, what's up?
Kobe Bryant hits another free throw after the timeout. 26 for Kobe. It's a 3-point Laker lead. Let's see if Hudson does get involved. No shots for him this quarter after 28 points through 3. And a whistle and a foul. Going to be on Kobe Bryant.
The way Mark Madsen is playing Kevin Garnett, an inside pivot, swing the ball through, and then just keep going and get to the hoop and throw one down.
The Lakers had the drought problems in the first half. It's Minnesota that's got a drought problem going on right now. Kevin Garnett will try to put a little juice back in the drought, and does from the free throw line.
But what happens if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, the rest of your teammates will become stagnant. And when they need to hit a big shot at the end of the game, it's not going to be there for you.
Garnett hits both free throws. Kevin has 23. It's a 1-point ball game. Devean George trying to dribble through some traffic. He's probably not the guy they want handling it.
This is so serious. Derek Fisher's on the bench.
O'Neal brings it back out. Devean George for 3. He got it! He'd been non-existent until this quarter. Hudson tries to answer, but Shaq clears the glass.
They've been living with that for the last 2.5 games. They're going to continue to live with it.
Shaquille O'Neal has 20 rebounds now to go with his 31 points. Shaw missed that one, and Garnett sort of tipped it to himself. Minnesota's missed its last 5 shots. Szczerbiak from 18. Only thing you can say about that is he was open. I don't know if that's the shot you want.
Well, they're just out of sorts. Yeah, I mean, that's a shot I think.
I like that shot.
If you're going to shoot in the first couple quarters, he's a guy that can shoot that shot. But when you haven't shot it for a quarter and a half, it becomes harder.
Devean George missed that one. Garnett's got 17 rebounds to go with his 23 points.
They're not pushing it like they were either earlier in the game.
Are they getting tired? Nothing tired about Szczerbiak's three-pointer.
I think what happens, Brad, is you get conservative a little bit. You just want to make sure you get the best shot you can instead of saying, look, we let her rip for 3.5 quarters. Let's keep on going to the end of the game.
Bill said it earlier. If they quit being aggressive, they're going to lose. They're down by 1. Under 2 minutes. Kobe Bryant is fouled by Peeler before he could get the shot away, and that's 5 fouls on Anthony Peeler.
Finally, a team game style, the penetration and dish for Minnesota. That kind of shot will go down every single time as opposed to the 7 or 8 dribbles by one guy.
Szczerbiak with 15. Kobe Bryant is 8, make that 10 of 11 from the free throw line today. He talks that one in too.
Lakers stars, Shaq and Kobe, are so talented, but if the other teams would spend a little bit more time preparing defensively before their guys get the ball in the offensive area, they'd be much better off.
Kobe ripped them both. 3-point Laker lead. Less than 2 to go. Szczerbiak, can he hit another one? Not this time. And it's up and over.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better look that time. And well-designed play. Kick out for one of your better three-point shooters. Open look, just couldn't knock it down.
Again, Minnesota will come with some full-court pressure here with 1:38 to play.
Lakers playing without 3 of their regular stars. Fisher, Horry, and Fox, and still getting it done.
Shaq wants it back. Kobe Bryant over Peeler. Szczerbiak with a rebound. 1:20 to go. Lakers by 3.
Just try a pick and roll. Try one.
Hudson gets through everybody. Leaves it for Jackson. Didn't want to go against Shaq and almost threw it away.
Boy, laid it right on his hands that time.
Catch the ball, please.
But it gets everybody moving. That's what they need to do. Get everybody moving, everybody involved.
I think Jackson was sure that Hudson was going to shoot, not pass, and it almost was a Minnesota turnover. They'll have 11 on the shot clock with 1:08 to go when we come back. It's no fouls to give either way. We've got 68 seconds remaining in regulation. It is a 3-point game, 95-92 Lakers.
Minnesota loves to run that baseline out of bounds play. There's only 11 seconds on the shot clock where they throw it to the guy coming off the center's screen. Mark Jackson will set a screen for a Troy Hudson or a Peeler. They might want to fake that play, and the screener, Jackson, burst back to the basket and get a wide open layup as the Lakers anticipating the quick pass.
Kevin Garnett asking the photographers to give him just a hair more room on the baseline so he can set his feet. He'll be the trigger man out there with Jackson, Peeler, Szczerbiak, and Hudson for Minnesota. 11 on the shot clock. They bring Hudson around. Jumper, no good. O'Neal, rebound number 21.
Well, he has yet to find his rhythm that he had before he went to the bench.
Same way with the Lakers when Shaq went to the bench in the first quarter.
Whistle, foul, down low on Jackson against Shaquille O'Neal. It's 5 on Mark Jackson.
Clearly an intentional foul by Mark Jackson.
And I don't necessarily like that with 50 seconds left. If Shaq makes 1 out of 2, you've just put yourself in a 2-possession game. Play good defense. You've been playing good defense all day.
Shaq has missed every free throw this half of the 4 he's taken. And he rips that one.
Well, now you have a 2-possession game. Before, if you believe in yourself, believe in your defense, you get a stop, you're one possession away from tying it. Now, no longer true.
I don't think you can win if your strategy is to foul defensively.
Garnett with the rebound on O'Neal's miss. Final 45 seconds, 96-92. Minnesota needs 2 buckets. Szczerbiak. Big tangle up with Garnett. Garnett will take a 3, and he got it! 96-95 Lakers, and here comes the full court pressure again from Minnesota. Timeout taken by Phil Jackson.
His body's falling all over the place.
Looked like a train wreck, but it ended up looking like a rose garden to Minnesota. They hit the 3, and they're within 1. 1-point ball game. Kevin Garnett, the focus. He was the focus of that last offensive possession. And if you think this isn't a heavyweight fight between the Timberwolves and the Lakers, think about Devean George. Luckily for Minnesota, the 3 knockdown rule was not in effect. He only went down twice. On the second time, Garnett knocked a 3 down over it.
Great screening capabilities. Those are the guys who always get open, the ones who set the good screens. Jack, the Joker man himself. Whoa, relief. Could the Lakers come to Shaq? Get to the free throw line.
If you're Minnesota, don't foul him intentionally, only if he has you in a bad way.
First of all, they got to get the ball inbounded, and Devean George is having a little trouble with that right now, and he's going to have to call a timeout.
That's 2 straight timeouts they've burned.
They're out of timeouts.
Oh, now that is horrendous.
Yeah, and that hurts in a game like this. If you need to advance the ball at the end of the game, you can't advance it because you don't have a timeout. Robert Horry came flying in there late to see if he can get into the play, but he's got to start at half court. No sense of being down there with Shaq. Help yourself out. Give the inbounder another option.
Well, he comes with Horry, who's been sitting for so long. There's no way Horry can have any sort of feel for the game. Mark Jackson guarding Shaq's got 5 fouls. This might be the time you put Kevin Garnett on Shaq. Garnett only has 4. You do not want to foul out Mark Jackson at this point.
Pistons and the Magic, game 4. After this one on ESPN. This one's far from over.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Minnesota right now and I double down on Shaq, I'm going to double down on Robert Horry. And I know he's capable of hitting big shots, but 0 for 11 from beyond the arc in the series, not even close. I'm going to double off him and make him prove. He's done it in the past, and I know he can do it again, but I'd want to see it.
So again, out of timeouts for the Lakers.
I would leave Devean George open. Robert Horry, no matter what, I would not leave that guy wide.
Devean George has hit 3 field goals in this quarter. A couple of them were huge. He's going to be the guy to inbound, and he's got trouble again just to get it to Kobe Bryant. 30 seconds left in the ballgame.
They got the Szczerbiak guarding Shaq. He's got 5 as well.
Horry. Kobe Bryant. 10 on the shot clock. Drives all the way in. Missed the shot, and Shaq tipped it in. Now Minnesota has to take a timeout.
Finishing the day the way he started the day, on the offensive glass.
Championship teams, they dominate the offensive glass because their star players require double teaming or they're coming down the lane. Shaq's got 22 boards, 10 on the offensive end. One of his 3 major weapons. He started with it today. Tough shot there. The relentless push of the Lakers to that offensive glass pays off one more time.
34 points for Shaquille O'Neal to go with those 22 rebounds. Lakers trying to tie this best of 7 at 2 games apiece. Minnesota hoping for a prayer now to tie this and send it to overtime. 19 seconds remaining. They've got the hottest guy in the playoffs from the 3-point line in Troy Hudson, but they've also got a Troy Hudson that didn't play much of the 4th quarter and now seems to be a bit cold, and they haven't gone to him. He has 28 points, but none this quarter.
Too early to go for the three. Bust it right to the hoop. Get your layup. Lakers defense so very, very solid.
Well, that's the thing. If you drive and the defense collapses and you can kick it out for an easy three, you take it. You do not force a three. 2 reasons. Even if you make it, you're only down 1 if they make 2 free throws. You can see the three-point shooting right there. But also factor in this. You know the Lakers don't want to foul you. So if you drive it right down the middle, a lot of times you will just get a gimme layup.
If it gets late, though, the Lakers do want to foul.
Certainly.
To take away the three-point chance opportunity. Problem for Minnesota, the only guy who's making their threes, he's going to be the guy who has to dribble to set it all up. Szczerbiak and Taylor not there with the perimeter shots today.
Szczerbiak will inbound. Jackson, Garnett, Hudson, and Peeler are out there with him. World News Tonight follows the game, except here on the West Coast. 19 seconds left in regulation. Garnett, tough catch against Madsen, drives inside. Scoop shot and a foul on O'Neal.
I didn't expect to see that one. You certainly don't want to put a guy on the line for an and-one situation. A nice drive by Kevin Garnett right here. And Shaq coming over, just got a little bit of the... Well, Shaq never gets a little bit of anything. He gets a lot bit of everything.
Kevin Garnett has 26 points. He has not missed a free throw today. 7 for 7 for Kevin. The pressure's on Kevin Garnett. And he missed one. He'll try to bring Minnesota to within 2.
They still make, immediately foul, and you still can only be hope for 1 out of 2, 0 out of 2, and give yourself a shot.
Lakers with no timeouts, remember. He missed them both. O'Neal's got the rebound.
Couldn't get to him.
Trying to foul, and they finally do get the foul. But the pressure was on Kevin Garnett, and he missed both of them. And the guy going to the free throw line has missed 1 free throw all day and has hit 10 straight in this second half.
What a series this has been so far.
Regardless of the outcome, if the Lakers tie it at 2 apiece, I think they know they're in a series right now.
Absolutely. I would say this. If they win the championship this year, this will be, without a doubt, their toughest run to get to the NBA championship. Having to go through these guys, possibly San Antonio, Dallas, Sacramento, and it's already starting off like this for them.
It's awfully early.
Minnesota takes its last time out.
Missed opportunities.
Minnesota had the lead at the end of all 3 quarters, but now it's the defending champions leading by 5. 2-possession game if you're a Timberwolves fan, and not a lot of time on that clock. 12.8 seconds. Minnesota hit its first 13 free throws down the stretch. They've only hit 3 out of 7. And then the overtime win over the Lakers in the last game, they shot 92%. Today, the free throws, 1 by Peeler, 2 by Garnett here in the 4th quarter, have cost them dearly.
Well, a situation now where it makes no sense to go for 2. You just got to throw it in, let Hudson create something. You see right there, only 2 field goals in the last 7-17, and they were doing so well from mid-3rd quarter up into that point. At one point, shooting 13 for 19, and then the rhythm just said bye-bye.
Minnesota needs a miracle. They need to make desperation shots up against the clock, and then the Lakers have to miss all their free throws or basically just hand the ball to the Timberwolves.
Although, wasn't it... how much time was left in Game 3 when the Wolves were up 5 points? And Kobe got the 4-point play? I'm trying to remember exactly how much time was left, but I thought the same thing about the Lakers. Oh, they're down 5. They need a... 4-point play! Thank God, they're going to need something like that.
Well, the big news on the West Coast, where you won't see ABC or World News Tonight following this game, is that the Lakers are that close now to tying up this best-of-7 series at 2 games apiece. Kevin Garnett, remember, before the game, said if we can beat them here again and go up 3-1, it's over. It's far from over.
They've taken Shaq out so they can defend the 3.
Szczerbiak to inbound, has to lob it into Garnett. Garnett takes it over Madsen and scores. And now Minnesota's going to be forced to foul as soon as somebody touches it, if they can get it. They finally do get Kobe Bryant. Obviously not the guy they wanted to foul, but the Lakers knew that and made sure they got it in his hands.
Well, the 2 at that point does you no good, unless you're hoping that maybe he misses both free throws, but he makes 1, that's it.
He's hit 12 straight free throws, 14 for 15 from the line today for Kobe Bryant.
A long plane ride home for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
On what could have been. Kobe has 31. Shaquille O'Neal has 34.
I think the biggest thing they'll take back to Minnesota with them, even above and beyond the fact that they won a game here in Los Angeles and even the series, is confidence knowing they can beat these guys wherever they play them, at home or on the road.
At least you can bet that's what Flip Saunders is going to try to sell them. Kobe hits both free throws. Time's of the essence, and Hudson lost it, and the Lakers will even things up with a home court win. 3-time defending champions weren't ready to give up the chance for crown number 4. The Lakers, in front of their hometown fans, win a big, big game. Minnesota loses a big, big chance. Final score, Lakers 102, Timberwolves 97. Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal lead the way. The best of 7's tied at 2 games apiece. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Keyword ABC Sports. Now except on the West Coast. Stay tuned for ABC's World News Tonight Sunday, or your local news over most of these ABC stations. For Bill Walton, Tom Tolbert, Michelle Tafoya, David Aldridge, and Mike Tirico, Brad Nessler, goodbye from Staples Center.